tobacco, firearms, and explosives. And that's causing concern among gun rights groups and Second Amendment supporters that the government is building a nationwide firearms database, a violation of federal statutes. The ATF says it's not using the records to track gun owners, but admits it does transfer hard copy information into a searchable database they say is used to track weapons connected to crimes. Ron DeRockstra reporting.
Russia says it isn't so. The Kremlin denies sending a response to a U.S. proposal aimed at diffusing the crisis over Ukraine. Russia accuses the West of inflaming tensions, even as Moscow bolsters its already massive show of military force on the border with Ukraine. More than 100,000 Russian troops stationed on Ukraine's doorstep. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's KSVIP is Dr. Kay Youngren from Smile Expressions. And today is Dr. Kay's birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Kay, from all your friends at Smile Expressions. Today, Dr. Youngren, you're going to receive a flower from Lovebud Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Dr. Kay Youngren.
I'm a champion of D&D.
Well, good morning and welcome once again to the Good Morning Artesia radio show as we are rolling our way through a Tuesday now. Yeah, we've made it all the way to Tuesday, February 1st. It's a new month. It's a new day. It is, yeah, it's just, let's see. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So, yeah, we've got Tuesday. It's a new month. It's a new day. So what all is new? We're going to get through the day. They're now, you know, last week they were just kind of teasing us. They were telling us, you know, we might see some severe weather last, was it Wednesday or Thursday of last week? And we said, oh, yeah, we might get some freezing drizzle and bridges and overpasses and stuff like that. And, of course, that didn't really happen. But now we're being told, oh, we've got a winter storm coming. We do have a winter storm coming. So we'll look at all the weather info here in just a minute because it very well could be that we've got some wintry type weather that will be making its way through southeastern New Mexico starting Wednesday night into Thursday. And definitely we're going to have some cold temperatures for the next few days, starting on Wednesday night into Thursday, and then all the way through the weekend. I was talking with a friend of mine who's in Illinois, and they're in central Illinois, and we were talking about the weather and, you know, how we've got some cold weather coming and we might get some pretty chilly weather. He is in an area where they have snow, and he was telling me that in order to get the snowblower to work, they have a snowblower to move the snow off the sidewalks and the driveway and stuff. In order to get the snowblower to work, he has to bring the snowblower inside so that it warms up, so that it will start. So that is pretty darn cold, if you ask me, if you've got to bring the snowblower inside in order to get the snowblower to thaw out enough to where you can start it. And I said, well, I understand. I used to live up there. I said, we spent for the first time this winter, this fall, we were able to get we got the lawnmower out, and we kind of raked up the leaves and sucked up some of the dead grass and everything, because we may be seeing the treatment people in the next couple of weeks, where they will most likely put the first treatment, pre-emergent weed killer, winter fertilizer type thingy. I think he was a little disgusted with me when I was saying that. But yeah, we've got allegedly this colder weather that's going to be coming and visiting us here in the next few days. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll see what Steve has to say about our weather. Steve?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Colder temperatures and maybe even some snow on the way over the next few days. Today looks fair, though, going up 60, breezy, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Turning cloudy overnight, will drop to about 30, and then rain is likely off and on Wednesday with our high in the upper 40s. Getting cold on Wednesday night, snow and a low near 10. Snow showers Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. So, yeah, could you imagine that, Coach? Being so cold outside that you have to bring the snowblower inside so that it warms up, so you could start the snowblower so you could take it back outside to blow the snow with it. It
doesn't happen much in Artesia, I'll tell you that much.
Thankfully.
Yes, sir.
We don't want it to happen around here. Let's see. Right now, we've got 37 degrees and sunny skies, and we do have that special weather statement. Yeah, I do care about my privacy. No, you cannot track me across all the other apps.
Everybody's doing that now.
Yeah, well, that's why I love the iPhone, because I can say, no, you can't track me across all these other apps. Winter storm watch. So that's where we're at right now for Wednesday evening through Thursday afternoon. 1 to 3 inches of snow possible, with some locally higher amounts. Light ice accumulations up to 1/10 of an inch are possible southeast New Mexico and southwest western Texas from Wednesday evening through Thursday afternoon. So that's what we're looking at for our area here, is maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow. 37 and sunny right now. Our humidity is 38%. Dew point is 14. Winds are northwesterly at 4. Pressure at 29.86. Our AQI is 32. We have good air quality. Sunset will be at 5:30, and sunrise will be at 6:51. And I can tell we went into a new month because the KSVP transmitter went to high power at 6:45 this morning.
Nice.
Yeah, it calls me. It says, hey, we went to high power. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Is that like an upgrade or?
No. We go to sunrise, we go to high power. Sunset, we go to low power.
Oh, I got you.
And so now that we're in February, sunrise is a little earlier and sunset's a little later. So
I got you.
We get a little more full power power.
Longer of full power days.
That's right. That's right. Which means the meter spins more, which means my electric bill goes up, which
More
means
money.
power company's happy. Let's see. Carlsbad, sunny and 48, 39 in Roswell, 45 in Hobbs. Partly cloudy, 29 in Albuquerque, mostly sunny, 29 in Santa Fe, 30 and sunny in Cloudcroft, 35 in Ruidoso, 37 in Las Cruces, 24 in Farmington, 19 at Red River, sunny and 36 in Clovis, and over there in Lubbock, Texas, mostly sunny and 42. And again, here in Artesia, sunshine, 37. And again, right now, today, they're saying we could get 1 to 3 inches of snow Wednesday night through Thursday afternoon.
I'll take 3 to 6. Let's go. Well, you can't trust the. I mean, I don't. We
I don't disagree with you.
When we lived in Moriarty, when I was the head coach up there, they'd say it was going to snow. And, I'll never forget that first year. We're like, yeah, me and my wife were like, yeah, whatever. We're Artesia. They say it's going to snow. They say it's going to rain. And it goes everywhere around us but Artesia. And I'll never forget, we got like 8 inches. And me and my wife were like, wow. So
a lot of snow.
Yes, sir.
Lunch menus for today. Do you eat in the cafeteria? No.
We're going to find one of those, Gene. We're working on it.
We're working on it. Well, I think the younger kids do. And then Mr. Phipps says he eats in the cafeteria.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then apparently you don't eat in the cafeteria because you'd have seen them.
Thanksgiving I do with the peanut butter fluff. I mean, you got to have that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Biscuit and sausage for breakfast today, nacho supreme, pinto beans, lettuce and tomato, and orange wedges for lunch today at the Artesia schools. Wait till you get to be old. Go eat at the senior meal site today. It's green chili chicken enchiladas, lettuce, tomatoes, pinto beans, Spanish rice, vanilla ice cream, and apple cobbler. So it's green chili chicken enchiladas today at senior meal site. At the senior center today, exercise video at 8:15, the woodworking at 9 o'clock, intermediate line dancing at 9:30. After lunch, bridge at 1 o'clock, sewing and ceramics at 1:30, exercise video at 4, and the stained glass class is at 6:30 tonight. Did you know tomorrow is Groundhog Day?
No.
You remember that movie with Bill Murray?
That was a good movie.
That was an excellent movie.
Do you believe in that stuff? The whole...
That something like that could happen?
No, like he predicts the weather right. With
Puxatawny Phil?
Yes, sir.
Nah.
I wonder what the stats are. I'd like to see what his average are.
Well, they sure make a big deal out of it up there, don't they?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be cold tomorrow, so they better get ready.
That's right. Let's see. Today's the first. Joe Kashur has a birthday today. Elizabeth Bratcher is celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to all those folks. On the school calendar today, they've cleared the calendar so that everybody could pay attention to basketball.
Yes, sir.
Girls and boys up at Portales. I understand, Coach, that there may be a limit to the number of fans that can be in Portales tonight. Is that right?
Yes, sir. We got a phone call yesterday from Miss Chavez, who's their AD there, and she basically stated that everybody gets 2 tickets per player, student athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to be fine. I don't know. I mean, I know our whole coaching staff gets 2, and none of our families are going to make that trip just because of school and, school night, things like that. So if anybody's planning on coming that needs tickets, reach out to myself, and I promise you we can find a way to get you in the game. I told the kids the same thing. We shouldn't have any issues.
Okay.
We're taking 24 kids and 4 coaches, and I know everybody's parents aren't going, and we get 2 per kid. So
okay.
It's they got to do what they have to do for their school district, whatever they feel is best, and some of that stuff is checking the box for the state. So there is a limitation, but I think we're going to be fine. And like I said, if you are planning on making that trip, reach out to myself or Coach Hotling, and I'm pretty sure we can find a way to get you in the gym.
Make arrangements to
Yes,
get
sir.
a ticket. Well, that's good. I know that they have a student video program. They're going to provide us with the video. Joby's going to be there
Nice.
to do the play-by-play. So if you're not able to go or now not able to go because of the ticket limitations, it will be on the radio, and we will have it on the website
Yes,
too.
sir.
So there you go. Let's see. I think that's all the stuff I'm supposed to do at this time. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some Bulldog basketball on KSVP.
When I was young, I thought I had forever to prepare for retirement. But as the years went by, retirement got closer and closer. Well, I wish I'd have started saving 10 years earlier.
How you spend your retirement depends on what you do now while you're still working. We've helped a lot of area seniors prepare for retirement. Stop in and see us about saving for yours. Western Bank of Artesia. We're big on you. Member FDIC.
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road or online at deansinc.com.
West is the recovery resource for your small business. Tap into the Hobbs Business Center for services including consulting, training, loans, and much more. West is committed to helping transform the lives of entrepreneurs and business owners by creating a pathway to success. Our role is to educate, encourage, and inspire our clients to achieve their business goals. We offer training in both English and Spanish. Visit WESST.org to learn more. Funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,230 head of cattle sold on Monday on a higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold 3 to 5 higher. Feeder cattle 2 to 4 higher. Packer cows and bulls $5 to $7 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $213, $230. 3 to 400 pound heifers $165, $176. 4 to 500 pound steers $187, $213. 4 to 500 pound heifers $159, $165. 5 to 600 pound steers $164, $187. 5 to 600 pound heifers $147, $159. 6 to 700 pound steers $156, $50 to $164. 6 to 700 pound heifers $134, $147. 7 to 800 pound steers $136, $156, $50. 7 to 800 pound heifers $120, $134. Packer cows 74 to 81 and a half. Canner and cutter cows 59 to 70. Packer bulls 90 to 102. Feeder bulls 65 to 75. Top half the cow-calf pairs, $1,400 to $1,900 per pair. Top half the bred cows, $1,200 to $1,800 per head. Now, remember, this is the top of the market, and prices range down from this according to quantity, quality, condition, and feel. We do appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. The sunflower painting that you see is on the back of the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in downtown Artesia, one of the citywide murals that are being done, which are pretty cool. Coach Michael Mondragon is here from the boys basketball team. Good morning, Coach.
Morning, Gene. How are you?
Hey, it is, I like the weather we had yesterday a whole lot better than the weather they're predicting for this week. Let's put it that way.
No, I love the cold. My wife's the same way you are, Gene. She likes it when it's warm and hot, and we can be out on the patio and don't have to worry about jackets and blankets. And to me, I love the snow. I mean, I really got adapted to it when I was in Moyerty. It was cold over there about 9 months out of the year with the wind. And but hopefully, I know my kids, my little baby woke up this morning. She goes, "It snowed today, Dad?" I said, "No." I said, "No, baby, it's not going to snow till maybe Wednesday night, Thursday."
Yep.
And my daughter, she loved the kid. They just get excited because we don't see it very often. So I'm hoping we get a nice little snow day and a little bit of it melts off by the evening so we can have a good practice on Thursday and get ready for that game on Friday against Goddard. But we'll see. Hopefully they're right. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Well, let's talk about last week. You opened up district.
Yes, sir.
And let's see. Did you play one district game last week?
Sir, it was just Friday.
Just Friday against Lovington, and that was pretty exciting. Couple of games there. The girls' game and then your game Friday night.
Right. No, it was a great week. It was the first time we've had 4 consecutive days of practice probably since Christmas break. Even before that, maybe not even since the season started, So it's really nice. Take a deep, deep breath, really evaluate where you are, get to watch some film, get a good game plan in, really work on stuff that we need to execute better on for district. And I thought we came out Friday and I thought we played a little sluggish, I think, in the first quarter. Maybe that's some from the not playing, when you get used to playing, every other day or every other day. we came out a little sluggish, but I thought we did a great job in that second quarter. And then we got down as much as 11, really dug in, really started guarding, really did what we do best, and got stops and executed on offense. And I'm taking a lead at half, went back and forth. The ending definitely was a little closer than I like as a coach, but I tell these guys they must like seeing my gray hair, because games like that definitely add years to my age and my hair and my wrinkles and all that good stuff. But found a way. What was really nice there, though, is we turned it over there late, but we made a play when we needed to make a play. And you got to credit Cameron there. He's the one that, kind of threw that inbound pass to Marshall actually, and got a tip on it. They got a tip, they got a steal, and we never quit. We never stopped fighting. They did what they were coached to do, and that's to keep fighting, and one more play, make them pass one more time. And Cam made a great block there, and Nick got that ball, and then we secured the outlet and found a way to win. And that's a senior-laden team, very good team. They were 13-5, now they're 13-6. Bring back a lot of experience. So to find a way to start district at home with the win and protect your home court was huge for us, and gives us a lot of confidence and momentum moving forward, getting ready for tonight in Portales.
Now, Lovington is going to host Goddard tonight. And
Yes, sir.
Goddard and Portales played on Friday. How did that game go?
That game kind of went back and forth. Portales had the lead early in the half, and then Goddard ended up taking the lead and never looked back. I think they won by 7 or 8. It's a dogfight, Gene. I mean, it's district, it's 4A basketball, it's especially our district with the competitive nature of all of our teams. You're not going to see anybody come in and beat anybody by 50. I mean, I don't think it'd be nice if we could do that. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
yeah,
if we can do that, I'd love to do that. But
Marshall's in favor of that.
Yeah, yes, sir. But no, I mean, Goddard's very athletic, very physical. They've got Noah Reese, who's a senior this year, very, very powerful kid inside. And the Portales are just scrappy. They're a basketball school. They take pride in what they're doing. They got a new coach, and Coach McBroom's son. So he's coaching that team now. So they may be a little bit different. But, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a grind every night. You just got to grind out wins and find ways to execute and compete and try to bring home as many wins as you can, especially on the road. You want to try to steal as many of those as you can as well. So, Goddard found a way to win. We're 1-0. Goddard's 1-0. Portales, Lovington 0-1. And both those teams are hosting tonight, so they're going to try to get in the win column. But it's just all about us, Gene. But I'm really pleased with what we did on Friday. Great crowd, by the way. Man, thanks to a great community of Artesia that came out and supported us. We could hear you. It was a fun environment, had the band there. I mean, it was just a great environment to start district at home.
Yeah. When you look at Portales, how does the Bulldog team match up with them height-wise? Do we have a height advantage? Are they a little quicker? What do you see there as far as the matchups?
They got the Rigsby kid who's been there since a sophomore. He's about 6'5", but after him, we match up exactly identical, and I think we match up pretty well with them. The thing with Lovington was they're mostly guards, and it's hard when you've got really athletic guards. And if you were at that game on Friday, they're fast. I mean, we're fast. This is one of the fastest teams I've ever seen, and they're probably just as fast, if not maybe a little faster than us. But as far as Portales, they have a couple true posts, which is nice. The more the conventional type a team that we can match up with some of our bigs, but we're athletic too, Gene. We match up. We've played 6'10" in Los Alamos. We played 6'9" and 6'6" in Carlsbad. I mean, that goes back to what we have talked about. Our pre-district schedule gets us ready for anything we're going to see in district and be able to match up with anybody that we're going to see in 4A. So we match up fine. I feel like our guards are going to have a good evening. I think our posts are going to have to really make sure they secure the glass, because Portales does a great job of rebounding the basketball in the offense and defensive ends. We got to make sure we take care of the glass. But I'm excited. I mean, it's fun. I mean, what else? I tell these guys, hey, you don't have to worry about 4 days of practice before you play. We have, we practiced on Saturday, watched film, lifted, and got a great practice in yesterday, and we get ready for today to get on the road and go up to Portales.
There you go. A couple of real quick question on the game Friday night. Yes, at one point, Lovington got called for a technical.
Yes, sir.
And you had, I think it was
Nick
Sanchez was at the free throw line. Did he shoot the 1-and-1 first and then the technical fouls? Is that how that is done then?
Basically what happened was they called a foul on Lovington, which was administered. That was their 7th foul. So now you go to the 1-and-1, and then that kid during the reporting of the foul said something to the ref, and he hit him with a technical. So you're exactly right.
So because the foul was registered first,
yes, sir,
before the technical, that's why they were shot in that order.
And kind of how that works for us, what we have is if he Nick makes those two. He's obviously hit 2 in a row. He's at the line, keep him there. And Nick, if he'd have missed one of those, we'd have probably taken him off and put somebody else. But that's basically the administration of the 1-and-1. Shoot the first. He made the first, then he got another one, made the second, then the text. So that really helped us.
Well,
too.
I was watching it and I'm listening to Joby, and I think we were kind of confused. We want to make sure we get it right, and so I think he was thinking that the technicals would have been shot first, and then the foul shots, and but it was
the other way around. We need the refs to come like they do in college and pro, report to you guys like, hey, we've got to. Have you seen that? How they do that now? The officials actually go down and report so people know what's going on. But yes, that's exactly. And sometimes you never know in high school basketball what's going to happen with some of those calls. I mean, it's crazy. But I thought they did a great job too. I thought it was a great competitive game and fun atmosphere and back and forth. And we just happened to make one more play than they did. So
Hey, how about 8th grade Border Conference Championship Saturday? You talk about an atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
The Hobbs people for the girls' game brought a crowd. The Clovis, Gaddis was from Clovis, right? They brought a crowd.
Yes, sir.
Even the Hobbs, they brought the 8th grade cheerleaders for that. Cheerleaders, the stands were packed. I mean, what an atmosphere. Coach Garcia gets the win, and they're even cutting down the net.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Coach Garcia and Coach Acosta, our 8th grade coaches. They did a great job with that group. Went undefeated, and that's a really, I know myself and Coach Maupin are really excited, and Coach Ortiz with the group that we've got coming up there. They went undefeated in football, went undefeated in basketball, won Border Conference, and got some really, really good pieces there that are going to help, and really talented group, and just fun, just what a great atmosphere for basketball in Artesia. I mean, the junior high packed, their student section did a great job, the parents, just a really, really exciting time, and they were fortunate enough to win that one. And our 8th grade girls, right in the same, they came up a little short. But Coach Crandall did a great job with those ladies and Coach Williams, and just fun atmosphere. I mean, and I really like how KSVP did the games. That's really cool.
Yeah, Jovi and Robbie were there. They rolled the table out for us. I mean,
I think that's something maybe in the future we can keep that, because I know parents that, grandparents or anybody that can't make those games, those are really fun games and really exciting for those kids and their families, and just a great, great afternoon for Bulldog basketball and bringing home a Border Conference championship.
I had never seen Coach Crandall without a baseball cap on. I did not realize.
We're not going to say that.
Now
Coach
I know
Crandall.
why he wears the baseball cap.
I got your back, Coach. Don't worry about it.
And then when I was getting there Saturday morning to set up, there was this cup of something sitting on the table. It looked like gelled cream stuff.
Right.
Kind of disgusting looking, and I showed it to a couple of people sitting there. Do you know what this is? I don't want to touch it. And I started to walk towards the garbage can, and Coach Garcia came up and said, that's mine.
Yeah.
What is that?
Greens or something? He was drinking it on Friday. He said it does wonders for you. I mean, we had talked about that on Friday a little bit, and he had said, yeah, it does really good. I guess it's got a lot of nutrients and health, and I don't know exactly what it is, Gene, but...
Have you seen it? You guys seen it? No.
It doesn't look very pleasant, but
I thought it was like left over from 3 days earlier. I'm sitting there barely trying to touch it to get over to the garbage with it. And he's, that's mine.
I think he called it greens or something. It could be some health shake. I'm not for sure, but hey, he swears it works. So
it must. It must. That's
like
right.
That potted meat we did that one day.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that. So who'd you bring with you today?
I've got 2 seniors, Marshall Meekum and Jake Barrera. Man, these guys have really been great for us. 2 of our 3 only have 3, and they've really done a good job of leading. Jake had that huge shot for us there in the fourth quarter, and Marsh came in the fourth quarter, played some big minutes for us as well. But both these guys, huge leaders for us, great young men, high character young men. And again, a lot of our success and what we're doing this year, you got to have some senior leadership if you're going to be successful. And both these guys are doing that. So really proud of them, really excited to have them. And I know they're excited to continue to move forward with district.
Yeah, I think both of you guys have been on the radio for basketball and everything. Marshall, what have you really improved on the most during this basketball season, do you think?
I'd say confidence, more in my shot. There's sometimes where I still don't take the shots that I should, but I think at the beginning of the season, new school, new environment, kind of just still learning the plays, learning new things, but I think I built a lot more confidence in my game and everything on the court.
Yeah. Jake, how about you? What do you think you've really improved on?
I would honestly have to probably agree with that because, the last 2 years has been hard for me to, kind of get in the game and stuff, and so this year has kind of been my breakout year in a way because I've been able to play some more minutes, and I've just over the time I've gotten more confidence to hit those big shots that I need to hit to, for the team to be successful.
Yeah. So what do you still work on the most in practice? What is it you're really trying to get better at?
Really, the most, I would say defense probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, I've always wanted to work on it. I mean, you can never be too good at defense, and so I think that's a big part of, where we need to improve. And if we get that done, then, I mean, that'll take us a long way.
There you go. How about you, Marshall? What are you working on right now to make sure you get better at for this team?
I just work on shooting a lot, like before practice, after practice. That's something that I always work on. Back in California, I had a shooting trainer, and he was saying you can always work on your shot. It can never be too good. Like even Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they always work on their shot consistently. So that's what I like to work on a lot.
Yeah. Did you bring your shooting coach with you out here?
No, but that would be cool.
I'm about to get that number from you there.
Who'd be a good shooting coach? Coach?
Bubba Jennings.
Bubba Jennings, yeah. Well, what's he doing nowadays?
He's actually coaching a small college in right out of Arlington, I think, right around that area.
Yeah, good.
He actually, we talk quite often, and he does a good job. But I'm a big believer in these guys. No repetition. Get out there. You got to put a lot of shots up, and that's one thing, Gene. I'm so proud of these guys in this team. People don't see, they beat me to the gym. I mean, Coach Hotling and the girls are in there about 6:30, and our guys are already in there shooting 4 or 5, and they're the last ones to leave. They're on their shooting machines. They're out there shooting. They're putting in that extra time. And the teams that we've had the most success with are those teams that put in that extra time, that, really devoted to their teammates, really. They're just one guy. They get their teammate, they get another guy, they get another guy, and they're just in there shooting and shooting and shooting. And if you're going to be successful and continually be successful and be consistent, it's that hard work, and you can't beat that. It can't just be during practice. And I'm really proud of these guys. Both these guys have really come in and really thrived this year. I mean, Marshall's really come in and hit some big shots. Same thing with Jake, and they're just both really, really kind of getting that confidence and getting that swagger and getting that belief, and they're starting to see we can really accomplish some special things this year. We just got to keep grinding and keep working hard and keep playing together.
Yeah, big crowds this year at home. That has to. You guys listen to that or hear that? Is that that help? Yeah,
it helps a lot.
Pretty cool. Except though when you're shooting the free throws, right? When you're sitting there screaming and whacking things against the glass. Try not to jinx it. You guys have any routines that you go through on game day? Anything special that you do to, like you put the left sock on first and then do you have any routines or things like that? Or do you don't think about
nothing really too strict. I mean, just kind of nothing normal. I mean, I just stay focused. Yeah.
Any special food that you eat? Any special drink that you have to have? Any of that green stuff there? Coach
None
Garcia?
of that stuff. No. I personally don't.
Yeah.
I just say stay focused throughout the day. Keep my mindset on the game. Go over the plays in my head. I always do that like every game, like on the bus if we're at a away game. I always just go through the plays in my head, defense and offense. So that way I'm ready to go.
All right. Is there any music that you're listening to? Anything?
Sometimes. Sometimes I like to listen to music.
Yeah. Like what's your game day playlist?
I like to listen to rap music.
Rap music, okay.
That's what I like.
Rap? Oh, rap. I said
rap.
I remember rat.
Not rat.
Not rat. Rat. No, I heard him. So, well, that's good. Basketball season finishing up, hopefully successfully playing in the pit and all that kind of stuff. You going to do any spring sports after basketball?
I'm planning to do track most likely.
Okay.
So I've usually done that throughout the years, and so I'm excited for that.
Looking forward to that. How about you, Marshall?
I'm probably not going to do anything, but things might change, so we'll see.
You're both seniors, and I know we asked this to you before, but what do you guys think about doing after graduation?
I'm planning to attend Arizona State University. My brother's right over there right now, and so I'm planning to go live with him and study somewhere in the sports science area. And so I'm really excited for that. It should be fun.
You going to try to play some athletics when you get out there?
Probably not. I don't think so. I've thought about it for a long time, and I'm just like, I don't think I just want to stay focused on my
play
academics.
golf. I mean, a lot of people play golf all the time in Arizona. Right? How about you, Marshall? What do you think?
I'm not sure what college I'm going to go to, but I do want to go for journalism, study journalism, take some classes like sports writing. So that's what I want to do.
Okay. You might have this button with you, breaking fake news button. You might walk into class with that and see if your professors yell at you for something like that. So, sports journalism, that might be kind of fun. There's You know, they're not like they used to be, Coach. You remember there used to be sports writers everywhere that would cover and write great stories and stuff like that, and now it just doesn't seem like there's as much of that.
Yeah, I think the internet's changed a lot of that, and people just don't like to read as much anymore, I don't think. And why read when you see all this crazy stuff on YouTube, and they do it all videos. Now it's all those blogs and all that stuff. But I'm with you. When I found out he wanted to do that, I said, man, you're going to find – it's hard to find good sports writers.
Yep.
And I guarantee you get into a big sports city that really loves even Artesia. I mean,
yep.
You get a sports column going every day. I mean, that's going to be pretty interesting, especially well written.
Yeah. Let's work on that. We decide to do that. All right, last question. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Ooh, it's going to be tough.
Is that a surprise that
Niners
I can't believe that Kansas City get, this close?
That was a tough game.
That was a tough game.
I think the Rams are going to.
Rams? Okay.
I'd probably just say the Rams because they have a better record. I don't really watch football too much, but that's what I would go based off of. I wouldn't really be surprised with whatever happens in sports. So
yeah,
go Bengals because they beat my Niners. Because the Rams beat my Niners.
Rams beat your Niners, so you're
I'm bitter.
For the Bengals.
I'm bitter.
I didn't get. We were on the road Sunday, so I didn't get to listen to much of the game. But the one part I did listen to was when Cincinnati kicks a field goal, then the interception, then the touchdown, then the 2-point conversion. It tied the game at 21 at that point. That was a pretty exciting exchange series going on right there. So
man, and it just shows you. I mean, at any game, at any level, you got to keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing. One mistake I think that what cost them was that end of the half. They didn't get points. I mean, they had first to goal on the 3 or 4, and man, they kick a field goal. They might probably win. They're probably playing the Super Bowl. So
that's right.
Little things, man. It's crazy how little plays turn into big plays.
So should Brady retire?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
He's not
I'm
slowing
confused
down
by the whole situation. I saw something they retired, and then I saw something that he hasn't retired yet. So
yeah.
Well, the media, the sports writers were saying that he is retiring, and he never announced it. And I think he's got like this big paycheck coming if he doesn't retire for another week. So he may be thinking about retiring, but see those sports writers are.
It's a soap opera in the NFL, man. I think he acts like he's going to retire, and then him and Gronk come back in August, and then they go.
He's amazing because what is he? 44. I mean, and to play at that level is just it's an amazing thing to see. So I was going to say I wish I could play that well at that age, but I'm gone past that, so don't have to worry about that. What about you, Coach?
Play at that level? I can hoop still. I can play some ball. I mean, I get out there and show these guys, I can hoop a little bit, but
awesome.
I don't know about playing consistently. I might blow out a knee or something. I'm fragile, Gene.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Let's see. Olson, Chi, says defense wins championships.
That's it. And they know that. And, Gene, that's what's really cool is when you hear these guys talk, they know everything we do, who we are, our identity is locking you down. And we're going to lock you down, and we're going to play great defense. And Olsen knows that. And these guys know they want to get on my bad side or get off the floor real quick. They don't guard. They're going to hear it from me. So, couple of things too, Gene. Under reminders, golf cart. We got our golf. We need to sell tickets. We're kind of on pace, so maybe a little bit behind. $20 wins you a brand new golf cart, fully loaded. I mean, it's super nice with the trailer. Come to any game, ask any Booster Club parent, boys or girls, and they're $20 a piece. And then we've got our 6-man tailgate coming up February 15th, a week from today. 2 weeks from today. I'm sorry, 2 weeks from today. We got our big tailgate. $10 get you burger, chips, drink, dessert. And just appreciate all your support through the community. Everybody's come out and watched us, and really excited moving forward. Got a great shot to go up there and take care of business tonight. So
there you go. Hey, Olson also says, Michael Jordan said, y'all boo all you want. A boo never blocked my shot.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Olson, you got some good stuff, man. You need to send me this book you're getting this from. Hope he's doing well. I know he's there. You
got to see him at Hope Christian Tournament, right?
Yes. We got to see him, and I was excited to see him. He's doing well, and got to see him when we played Shiprock and saw his family. And we miss you, Olson, man. You're such a great supporter, and we appreciate all your support down south. And always love watching what you post about, and always love get to seeing you and your family at the games. So,
all right. Hey, Jake Burr, thank you so much for coming in. Marshall Meekum, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more on the Good Morning Artesia radio show right after this.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo.
We have a traffic alert for you. Hobson Road between South Main Street and Y.O. Road in South Roswell will be closed for the rest of the week for repairs to the railroad crossing. The impacted section of Hobson Road will be closed through Friday unless the railroad company, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, finishes the work sooner. State lawmakers trying to find the funding for 2 major highway infrastructure projects in Eddy County. In all, the state has pegged Eddy County for 8 major road projects, totaling at least $900 million. The state study estimating the cost of rebuilding a portion of State Roads 31 and 128 at $300 million alone. And today, the first day of early voting in Roswell in the mayoral and city council races. Election day is March 1st if you'd like to go to the poll like normal. 3 people are challenging incumbent Mayor Dennis Kintai, who is running for his 3rd term, while 13 people have filed to run for city council seats. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Now more than ever, you need to stay as healthy as possible. At Lowell's Pharmacy, we want to help by providing flu shots and COVID-19 vaccines. Now is the time to come into Lowell's Pharmacy for your flu shot. Employers can schedule with Lowell's to conduct a flu shot clinic at your place of business. And it's okay to get your flu shot and COVID-19 vaccination at the same time. You will have to register for your vaccine at nmvaccine.org. The key to staying healthy is exercise, eat nutritional foods, keep up your appointments with your doctor, and get the flu shot and COVID-19 vaccine at Lowell's Pharmacy, across from the hospital on North 13th in Artesia.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, it was off to the races for the Artesia Bulldogs girls basketball team back on Friday night. Tonight's going to be a little bit tougher of a test. Artesia whipped of Lovington Friday by a score of 77-30 to pull to 10-10 on the season, but more importantly, that was the district opener, so 1-0 in district play tonight. The Lady Bulldogs will be playing at Portales. That starts at 5:30, part of a boys-girls doubleheader. Meanwhile, Carlsbad on Friday night disposed of Roswell 36-23. Carlsbad 18-4 now overall, and the Cave Girls will be playing at Hobbs Friday night. That should be a great game. 7 o'clock start time for the girls in Hobbs. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Did anyone win the Spotify Joe Rogan Neil Young battle? I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. The whole thing was silly. Love him or hate him, right-wing Joe Rogan has the hottest podcast on Spotify and was paid $100 million to sign up. Meanwhile, 76-year-old Neil Young, the left-wing country folk rock singer, doesn't like Joe Rogan's views on COVID. And so Young told Spotify that they had to choose. He said, "It's me or him." At first, Spotify kicked Young off the service. After all, Neil Young doesn't create the audience or cash flow that Rogan does. But late Sunday night, Spotify blinked and announced that from here on out, it's creating new rules for how podcasters can discuss COVID, and Spotify will label podcasts that do discuss COVID. So will the $100 million man put up with that? Because let me tell you, a lot of platforms will pay Joe Rogan whatever he wants. Get more Tech Smarts 24/7 at Commando.com.
I know we probably have a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners listening right this very second. The Commando community is a hardworking group, so today, I want to share a tip that will help your business run even more efficiently. Are you ready? Ditch the laser printer and get an Epson EcoTank Pro. This durable printer is my top pick for small businesses. No more being stingy with your marketing materials or the beautiful project plans you've cooked up. The EcoTank Pro uses big ink tanks and comes with a ridiculous amount of ink, so you can print in vibrant color without ever buying pricey toner cartridges again. Spend that money on something else to power your business. Maybe a nice espresso machine, employee indoor skydiving, schedule a brainstorm. The Epson EcoTank Pro. Just fill and chill. Pick up your EcoTank Pro at Amazon, Dell, Micro Center, and at Epson.com/EcoTankKim.
Trumpeting and Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. Charles Chuck Joy passed away on January 28th in Artesia, New Mexico. He lived a full and complete life, serving God, his country, his family, and his church. He was born in Sioux City, Iowa, November 27, 1920, son of Chester and Eleanor Martin Joy, and had 2 brothers and 1 sister. Growing up in the Depression served him well, developing a tenacious work habit and strong personality. He had many experiences growing up in the Midwest, ending up in Compton Junior College in California when the United States entered World War II. He enlisted in the U.S. Air Force in 1942 to serve as a pilot, assigned to the 449th Bomber Group and piloting B-24 bombers out of Italy, flying 50 combat missions, bombing many enemy locations over Eastern Europe. He retired as a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force. After serving his country, he returned to the U.S. and married Emma Jean Youngblood in 1945 in Panama City, Florida. He attended Howard College and the University of Alabama in Birmingham, graduating as a petroleum engineer at the top of his class. He went to work in the oil field, living in Corpus Christi, Dallas, Midland, Texas, and Artesia, New Mexico. He moved to Artesia in 1968 as the chief engineer and manager of Newmont Oil, opening up the water and steam flood exploration in New Mexico. He retired from Newmont Oil in 1978 to become an independent consultant, working with oil companies and banks evaluating oil leases. Chuck worked full-time until 2016 at the age of 96 when he retired to take care of his wife, who passed away in 2017. Chuck was an active member of the First United Methodist Church for over 50 years. He served as head usher and greeted many church members over the years. He was beloved by his church family. He was also an active member of the Artesia Rotary Club and Republican Party of New Mexico. Chuck and Emma Jean had 1 daughter, Carol Jean Griffin, who preceded them in death in 2016. He is survived by 1 grandson, George Gregory Griffin, and his wife, Carrie, of Prosper, Texas. Chuck also leaves behind numerous nieces, nephews, and many, many friends that will forever treasure his memory. A special thanks goes to Velma and Diego Valenzuela, Kate and Vernon Asbill, and grand-nephew Chad Sheenan for their loving care. The Reverend Monty Lavelle of the First United Methodist Church will officiate the ceremony. Chuck will be honored with a full military burial. He will be buried alongside his wife and daughter at the Woodbine Cemetery in Artesia. Once again, public viewing will be Friday from 2 until 6 p.m. in the Visitation Room at Turpinning & Son Mortuary. Funeral services will be on Saturday, February 5th at 10 a.m. at First United Methodist Church for Charles Chuck Joy, who passed away on January 28th at the age of 101. Funeral services are set for 10 a.m. Thursday, February 3rd at First Baptist Church for John W. Crook of Artesia, New Mexico. Mr. Crook passed away January 27th at his home in Artesia at the age of 69 after a courageous battle with cancer. Ty Hodling will officiate at the services. Burial will follow at Woodbine Cemetery. Visitation will be at Turpinning & Son Mortuary from 2 until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Johnny was born August 1952 in Artesia. He was a lifelong resident of Artesia. In May of 2000, he married Patricia Lucas in Lake Arthur. Johnny loved and adored his wife, Pat. Johnny also loved his family and was most happy when they were all around. Survivors include his wife, Patricia Cook, children Kathleen Crook and wife Christina Crook, Robert Crook, Carla Parra, Candace Montanez and husband Hector, Chase Roberts and husband Nick Kelly, a brother, Mark Crook, and wife Denise, sisters Pat Ivins and husband Larry, and Janie Morris and husband Brad. He has had 11 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Once again, funeral services are set for 10 a.m. Thursday, February 3rd at First Baptist Church for John W. Crook of Artesia, who passed away January 27th at his home in Artesia at the age of 69. And again, visitation will be at Turpinning & Son Mortuary from 2 until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And funeral services will not be held for Victoria Miller, who who passed away January 27th at the age of 53. Victoria was born in 1968 in Vicente Guerrero, Durango, Mexico. She is survived by her husband, Dwayne, 3 children, Isaac, Joshua, and Anya, nieces and nephew, Georgina, Estrella, and Brian, who she also loved as her own children. Victoria owned and operated her own decor business known as Enchanted Events. Once again, no funeral services will be held, but Victoria Miller passed away on January 27th at the age of 53 at her home in Artesia. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpinning & Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Well, we're hearing about a storm system coming through and some nasty weather on its way. Steve, what's the forecast?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Colder temperatures and maybe even some snow on the way over the next few days. Today looks fair, though, going up 60, breezy, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Turning cloudy overnight, will drop to about 30, and then rain is likely off and on Wednesday with our high in the upper 40s. Getting cold on Wednesday night, snow and a low near 10. Snow showers Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve, thank you very much for that wonderful, wonderful weather forecast. Right now, we've got sunny skies, 39 degrees over Artesia. Humidity at 36%. The dew point is at 14 degrees. Winds are westerly at 8 miles per hour. Pressure at 29.86 and on the rise. Air quality index is 32, so we have good air quality. We had a high yesterday of 68 and an overnight low of 24. 1 year ago, we had a high of 61 and a low of 23. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 40 and 41 degrees. Let's check on the markets with the Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Patients worried about getting hit with an unexpected bill after emergency care got a layer of protection this month from a new federal law. The No Surprises Act prevents doctors or hospitals in many situations from billing insured patients higher rates because the care providers are not in their insurer's coverage network. The law won't eliminate billing surprises, but it is expected to ease concerns, especially in emergencies where patients may not have the time to choose an in-network doctor. Italian police said Monday they had broken up a ring of businessmen accused of cheating the government out of 440 million euros in tax credits that were granted as part of government measures to help struggling businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic. Police said 35 people were targeted with arrest warrants. On Wall Street, the Dow up 406 points, the Nasdaq up 469, and the S&P 500 rose 83 points. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Brannon Financial Group of Artesia. CCBC is an interdenominational coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides a reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. For more information, visit our website at www.greenhaw.com/ccbc.htm. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you in part by Brannon Financial Group. Now, today's program presented by Brannon Financial Group of Artesia.
Death. Don't blame God. This is Ken Ham with a passion for sharing God's Word with the world. Most people, including many Christians, have been indoctrinated to believe the fossil record took millions of years to be laid down. But when Christians believe this idea, they've accepted that there were millions of years of death and suffering before God made the first man. And if that's true, then God used evolution to create. Now, this places the blame for death and suffering on God. But Genesis makes it plain that death entered the world because of Adam's sin. It's man's fault, not God's. Death was a judgment because of sin. It's an enemy, and someday God will destroy death forever. Instead of accepting man's ideas about the past, we need to trust God's word.
Find out more when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com and listen to this program again or view a transcript when you visit our award-winning website at AnswersRadio.com.
Fox News reporting that Tom Brady has made it official. He has announced his retirement. He is not going to be competing. He will no longer make the competitive commitment. So he made a statement on social media, ending many days of speculation as to whether or not he was going to retire. That's two retirements that have been announced in the last couple of weeks that seem like somebody else broke it first before you had the Justice of the Supreme Court and now Tom Brady. Oh, well, anyway, what a great career for Tom Brady. This is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. Let's get the rest of the national news from the townhall.com folks.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It has been raging for more than 12 hours now. A huge fertilizer plant fire, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thousands living within 1 mile of the facility have been urged to evacuate, and at least one local school is closed. A large amount of ammonium nitrate is stored on site. That's prompting fears of a devastating explosion. The White House beginning its outreach to the Senate about the upcoming Supreme Court vacancy.
President Biden today will meet with the top Democrat and top Republican from the Senate Judiciary Committee.
The president is going to host Chairman Durbin and Ranking Member Grassley at the White House to consult with them and hear their advice about this vacancy.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki. Last week, Justice Stephen Breyer announced his retirement. The president has pledged to name the first black woman to the High Court and plans to announce his nominee later this month. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Governor Ron DeSantis determined to spare Florida the immigration issues plaguing states in the Southwest. DeSantis, responding to video from last week, appears to show a busload of illegal aliens being dumped in Florida.
If you sent to Delaware or Martha's Vineyard or some of these places, that border would be secure the next day. We're going to say to any of these contractors who are involved in ferreting people, whether it's buses, charter planes, what have you, any of those folks who are involved in facilitating this type of illegal migration in the state of Florida, they're going to be barred from doing any business with any state or local government agency in the state of Florida.
That audio from townhall.com. Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady announcing his retirement after 22 seasons and 7 Super Bowl wins. Stocks in the red on Wall Street. The Dow down 35 points. The NASDAQ 110 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Attention, this is a special alert for all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an overpriced auto warranty or no warranty coverage at all. Due to the increase of new and used car prices, repair costs, and the price of gas, people are keeping their cars longer than ever, which is why CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on covered auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can save thousands for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. You could save thousands on future auto repairs. Our specialists are standing by for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-708-1855. Vehicle Protection Plan pricing is at an all-time low. Plus, drivers who purchase this coverage today will receive rental car options, free roadside assistance, and free towing. Call 800-708-1855 now for your free quick quote. That's 800-708-1855. What do you have to lose? Call 800-708-1855. Again, 800-708-1855.
Opponents of military rule in Myanmar have marked the one-year anniversary of the military's takeover with a nationwide strike. They're calling it a silent strike.
Photos and videos posted to social media from across Myanmar show empty streets and deserted marketplaces. In some areas, small groups marched to voice their anger, defying a threat by the junta before the anniversary that it would punish those who took part in any kind of protest, silent or otherwise. The risk is real. Monitoring groups say in the last year, more than 1,500 civilians have been killed and almost 9,000 remain in detention, including Myanmar's former elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi. The military chief, Min Aung Hlaing, has promised elections will be held when stability is restored. But the United Nations Human Rights Chief, Michelle Bachelet, has told the BBC that Myanmar has descended into civil war.
That's BBC's Celia Hatton. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Gray Lady shells out big bucks for the latest word game sensation.
These days, it seems there are two types of people in the world, those obsessed with Wordle and those who could care less about it. Count the New York Times in the category that is into the new video game craze. The newspaper has bought Wordle. Purchase price, it says, was in the low seven figures. For those in the couldn't care less category, Wordle lets players guess a five-letter word in 6 tries with no hints. It started out slowly, but now has millions of players involved, many of whom feel compelled to post their scores online. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
The standoff over Ukraine drags on. Now Russia is accusing the West of whipping up tensions, adding that the U.S. has brought what the Kremlin calls pure Nazis to power in Kiev. This as Russia continues deploying troops along the border with Ukraine. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is Dr. Kay Youngren from Smile Expressions. And today is Dr. Kay's birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Kay, from all your friends at Smile Expressions. Today, Dr. Youngren, you're going to receive a flower from Lovebud Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Dr. Kay Youngren.
Just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy. My class there at MIT. Got skills. I'm a champion at D&D.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Morning Artesia radio show. As we're rolling on into hour number 2 on this first day of February. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, February? Let's see, how is it spelled? Well, it just says Feb. The app on my calendar, on my phone just says Feb. So it's Feb. So, anyway, so far, great start to the show today. We've had our chat with the basketball coach and players, and Marshall Meekum and Jake Barrera on with us. Of course, the Bulldogs and the Lady Bulldogs will be traveling up the highway to Portales tonight. And I mentioned this with Coach. There is a limitation on the number of fans that will be allowed into the gymnasium tonight in Portales. And basically what they're doing is they're giving each player and each coach for each team 2 tickets. So there's the pool of tickets that are available. So if you're a parent and you want to go, make sure you get your tickets from your kiddo that's on the team. But if you're not going to go, you might let coaches know, Coach Hodling and Coach Mondragon know, and that way if there are other fans who do want to go, they will be able to have access to a couple of tickets in order to be able to get into the game. Now, Joby has one of those green hard cards that get distributed by the Activities Association, so he'll be allowed in the gym tonight.
And we are going to partner with the student video program there at Portales High School. And they're going to provide us with their video. So that way we're also providing a minimal crew, just one person basically. And so their video that they produce of the game, their multi-camera shot, will be fed to us, and then we will mix in the audio of Joby. And so if you're listening on the radio, you'll hear Joby's play-by-play. If you're listening on the app, you'll hear Joby's play-by-play. If you're watching online at ksvptv.com or ksvpradio.com, you'll see the video and hear Joby talking about it. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you'll see the video, but you will hear Joby with the play-by-play. So that's what we're going to be doing for you tonight as the next to last. Let me get this right. We're in the middle of the first half of the district basketball season. That's where we are right now. We've got 2 games this week. We've got at Portales on tonight, and then on Friday, the Goddard Rockets come to town and play at the Bulldog Pit on Friday night. I have a correction. The Pack the Pit night is not Friday the 4th. It is Tuesday the 15th. So I had either heard it wrong or made a note wrong, or maybe there was a change. I'm not sure. But it's just a plain old game against Goddard Friday night, boys and girls. Then they are off until the 11th when they go to Lovington. The 15th, they host Portales. And then on the 18th, they finish up the regular season at the Goddard Rockets. So tonight at Portales, Friday at home against Goddard, Friday the 11th at Lovington, Tuesday the 15th at home against Portales. That's Pack the Pit. That's the hamburger fry. That's when the golf cart will be given away. And then they'll finish the season, the regular season, on the 18th at Goddard. So that's our district basketball schedule the rest of the way. And we look forward to covering the Bulldogs. They're off to a good start, 1-0 in district, both the boys and the girls. And girls will be at Portales along with the boys tonight. The varsity girls will be, let's see, let me answer a question here. We will have the varsity girls game around 5:30 and the varsity boys game immediately following that around 7 o'clock or so. So that's what we've got. That's what we've got going on. Okay, I hear there's a weather system coming our way. We could see some snow, Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Colder temperatures and maybe even some snow on the way over the next few days. Today looks fair, though, going up 60, breezy, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Turning cloudy overnight, will drop to about 30, and then rain is likely off and on Wednesday with our high in the upper 40s. Getting cold on Wednesday night, snow and a low near 10. Snow showers Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right. What are we up to now? 43.
The bright red Georgia clay.
Sunshine. Right now, that official weather statement from the National Weather Service. No. Winter storm watch in effect from Wednesday evening through Thursday afternoon. Heavy snow possible. Total snow accumulations of 1 to 3 with locally higher amounts. Light ice accumulations up to 1/10 of an inch are possible over portions of southeast New Mexico and southwest and western Texas from Wednesday evening through Thursday afternoon. So be listening to the radio. Depending on what we get overnight on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that will have an effect on the buses and schools and what decisions they make on Thursday. Whether it looks like we're going to have accumulating snow and that might affect, school on Thursday at all. So just what I would recommend, if you haven't done so already, make us a favorite, follow us on Facebook, listen to the radio. We tend to put these things out over the radio. I know it's hard to imagine. Will you make that announcement on the radio? Yes. So, and the folks with the schools are really good about contacting us as soon as they make a decision regarding anything having to do with school this week. And so that's, listen to the radio, follow us on Facebook, and you'll be up to date. I mean, as soon as we hear, we put it out there. We pass it along and make it known. So that's what we know on that. It'll be interesting to see if it passes more to the north, if we wind up getting any of the precipitation. The ice is what really bothers me. We can drive in the snow. Snow is snow. But ice, that's when the accidents happen. That gets on power lines, gets on trees, limbs, and that's when you've got issues to really worry about. So let's hope we don't have any of that. But we'll see. Right now it's 43 with lots of sunshine out there. We've got humidity hanging in at 31%. The dew point is 14 degrees. Winds are northwesterly at 9. The feels like temperature is down to 38. Pressure at 29.87 and going up. Our air quality index is 33, so we have good air quality. We had a high temperature yesterday of 68, overnight low of 24. 1 year ago, we had a high of 61 and a low of 23. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 40 and 41 degrees. The sun will set at 5:30 this afternoon, and the sun will rise at 6:51 in the morning. Around the region, 49 in Carlsbad, 43 in Roswell, 49 in Hobbs. Around New Mexico, 31 in Albuquerque, 32 in Santa Fe, 31 in Cloudcroft, 33 in Ruidoso, 39 in Las Cruces, 26 in Farmington, flurries, and 20 at Red River. Sunny and 39 in Clovis, and 43 in Lubbock, Texas. Here in Artesia, again, it's sunny and 43 degrees. Well, let's do Chamber Chat in 2 minutes.
Coming to the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in Artesia, New Mexico, Thursday, February 3rd, the Sons of the Pioneers. Like generations of fans who have enjoyed their unique style of music, you'll be amazed at their musicianship, mesmerized by their unique vocal harmonies, and laugh at their humor. The Smithsonian Institute has named the Sons of the Pioneers as national treasures, and 2 of their signature songs, Tumblin' Tumbleweeds and Cool Water, are in the Grammy Hall of Fame. They'll take you to the great American West in songs of prairies, canyons, night herds, gunfighters, horses, and wide open spaces. If you like the West and the American cowboy, you're going to love this show. Sons of the Pioneers, live in concert February 3rd at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. Tickets are only $35 for adults. Children K through 12 are only $25. For seat and selection and ticket purchasing, log on to ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
The University of New Mexico is committed to ensuring that residents of our state entering college for the first time can afford to pursue a bachelor's degree with the Lobo First Year Promise. Get more information and learn the eligibility requirements online at promise.unm.edu.
It's important to know local folks you can trust. People who'll be there for you when you need it most. Cisco Equipment in Artesia, serving Southeast New Mexico since 1978 and new locations throughout Texas, is the leader in equipment rentals, sales, and service. Whether it's an excavator, backhoe, or wheel loader for the pipeline, or a reach fork or man lift for the construction site, Cisco Equipment has the dirt and aerial equipment to get the job done. Call the team at Cisco Equipment today, 748-1314, serving all of Southeast New Mexico and throughout Texas.
West is the recovery resource for your small business. Tap into the Hobbs Business Center for services including consulting, training, loans, and much more. Visit WESST.org to learn more. Funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration.
back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. You like the sunflowers from the water?
That happy mural just makes me so happy.
Isn't that a happy mural?
It is.
So,
You know, after the muralists were here, I started following them on social media, and they really are just upbeat and happy, and she just seems to see the joy in big stuff and little things. So
what is
I like
wrong with these people?
I don't know. I love it. It makes me happy.
They must not listen to the news, or they're not on social media or anything like that. Because if you watch the news or on social media, this world is terrible. You know.
I know it. Well, they make social media a little bit of a happier place.
Well, there you go.
But no, they did an incredible job, and I do like the sunflowers. They're so pretty.
They are. They are. So we took pictures of all of them. And so this week it's sunflowers. Last week was the Artesia sign. Postcard thing. And then I'll figure out which one we do next week.
Nice. Did you go paint some of this, Gene?
Paint them? No, I didn't participate in the painting.
I have a little spot. I don't think it's on this.
It's not in this picture? Oh, look, they're all here.
We are. Here
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a... Yeah, it's this first big one on your left. And the light green on the top of the leaf, that was me.
That was
Ooh,
you.
it looks good.
Yeah. I wonder what was wrong, because that looked a little odd to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And then my kiddo did some of the sand at the bottom, and I guess he got bored because they had like bricks that were holding down the tarp so that you didn't splash all over the concrete, right?
Right.
He decides to paint his name on the brick. And after the mayor forum last week, last week or 2 weeks ago, I was leaving the Ocotillo and I saw the brick out back that says Brody.
That's awesome.
I'm like, all right, hi.
That's cool.
He left his mark in the world.
I like it.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
Well, that's what all great artists do.
Right?
Right?
Yep.
Or you see fresh cement, you got to scratch your name in there or put your handprint in there or something like that.
Done that before.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not in someone else's property, on my own.
Oh, okay.
property.
No,
Left
you have
my
to do
mark.
it on somebody else's.
We better get busy. We better go look for that wet cement today.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be doing any wet cement today. It's
I know. This weather.
it's crazy.
Yeah, probably not a good time.
Not a good time. But I was talking to a friend of mine up in Illinois, and I tell him how we're going to have some cold weather this week. And he says, I have to take my snowblower inside to warm it up so it will start so I can take it back outside to blow the snow.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
No. Did you get a lot of snow in Los Lunas, or not much there?
A little more than here, but I grew up in Edgewood, so I was spoiled. Definitely not as much as Edgewood, but Los Lunas is a valley, so it had a weird climate. It was always a little bit colder, which I wasn't expecting, than say Albuquerque.
It's kind of weird. Where was the weirdest place you saw snow? Because you've lived all over the world, Haley. You've been a world traveler.
The weirdest place?
Oh, there's a switch on that microphone that needs to be flipped up. There we go. The weirdest place you saw snow that you didn't expect it, like in Egypt or something like that?
It didn't ever snow in Egypt that I know of. Not when I was there. But maybe Israel.
Okay.
A little tiny flurry.
And did everybody
kind of
just
unusual.
go crazy, with
Yeah, it's super weird to see something like that there, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we were driving through Cloudcroft Sunday, and it started flurries, big, thick flurries, just coming down like, snow. And Lana was getting all panicky. Well, we're going to get into a blizzard. We're going to get stuck. And I'm like, I'm in a four-wheel drive pickup truck. I think we'll be okay. And it wasn't really sticking. It was just really thick in the air. And we parked next to the Tesla. There were two of them.
Wow.
And one guy was all into it. He had the Tesla jacket, He was all into it.
It's like when you drive do y'all say Porsche or Porsche?
I think it's Porsche.
I think it's Porsche.
I think it's Porsche.
The guys usually have a Porsche jacket on too,
Yeah.
to get out.
Yeah.
I wonder how they do in the snow.
I don't know. I would think they do okay because they're pretty heavy. Because the battery packs are down low, between the wheels, and so there's a lot of low-end weight. So I'm guessing they probably do just fine until the battery runs out, and then you're stuck in the snow with no heat and, looking for a long extension cord.
Yes.
Or a ride.
Or a ride.
Or a ride somewhere else, yes.
Or a Ford F-150 with the Pro Power. Guy pulls up and gets out the cord and plugs it in so he can charge the Tesla with his Ford F-150 pickup truck. So that'd be kind of cool. Well, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Doing great.
Good.
Speaking of the snow in Cloudcroft,
Yes.
There's a gentleman here from the Philippines working on the new side of the refinery, and he's never seen snow.
Oh.
And so he took Sunday off so he could go see the snow and took his whole family up there because they're here with him. And it was snowing, so he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is even better!"
Yeah,
it was
that's
so
awesome.
cool.
Well,
I saw pictures of that.
As we were driving back through, I mean, there's little kids out there getting ready to go play in the snow, and it just looked like everybody was having fun and having a good time. So we got a pie, which is like the law.
You have to get a pie.
You have to get a pie when you go through Cloudcroft.
Right.
Yeah. And not one at the Allsup's.
No.
One they actually made in a...
What was it, the kind that you like? Not...
Well, I like the fruits of the forest.
Okay.
But we didn't get one of those. We got apple cranberry.
Yeah. That sounds good.
And it's very good.
Cool.
Very good. So that's what we got, was apple cranberry. And then they had one loaf of green chili and bacon bread.
Yum.
So we got
Did
that.
you grab that too?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
Got to have a little salt with your sweet. That's wise.
That's right.
Yep.
But Cloudcroft's kind of a neat little place to go hang out. It wasn't very busy Sunday, so everybody was either snowboarding, or I asked the guy in the bakery, I said, "Where is everybody?" He said, "They're scared."
Scared of the snow.
Scared of the snow. Well, we may get 1 to 3 inches here, so we'll see what happens Wednesday night into Thursday.
I would love that.
I would love that too.
You would?
I'm with you though. I'm more nervous about the ice that they're talking about. than
Yeah,
the
they're
snow.
saying we may have a little bit of ice before it turns over to snow, and I don't like ice because it brings down power lines and trees and other structures that go up into the air, and it's not it's not good. And then when the ice comes off, it smashes things like air conditioners and roofs and pokes holes in roofs.
Sounds like you've had some really bad experiences with ice.
Not as bad as it could be or as other people have had, but we've had to make roof repairs after chunks of ice come crashing down from 900 feet in the air.
Ooh.
Wear your hard hat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we've got these big old metal grates over the air conditioners so they don't tear up the air conditioners when the ice chunks come crashing down.
Wow.
But not on the roof. So we'll get the ice storm, and then I'll get the roofer to come down. All right, look, make sure didn't poke any holes in the roof, because then then it leaks in anyway. It's stuff we have to worry about.
Yeah.
Most people don't. They have to do that. So, how we doing on the raffle tickets?
Shopping spree?
Yeah. Do we need to have Coxie sing again?
Probably.
Another song?
Probably.
What would you sing this time?
Oh man, I'm still stuck on Christmas. I love it so much. I'll take requests.
We did a post on the Facebook yesterday, and we have been getting I asked the question that we asked on air last week, and I said, help us out by commenting. If you had $2,022 and you could only spend it in Artesia, what would you buy? Where would you shop?
Okay.
And so these answers were really cool.
All right.
A lot of people were like, shop at all the local stores in Artesia, and all of them naming restaurants, and of course Honey Depot's on here 1.5 million times.
A lot of them were super sweet too. I would donate to Paws and Claws, and I would donate. It was sweet.
Here I am spa day.
Yeah, it's all about me.
It's all about me. But no, it was so cute. A lot of them, all the restaurants. Someone says sponsor students to play AGSA.
Is that one of the softball teams or something like that?
Maybe. I don't know. Someone wants to buy a goat from Red Hills Show Goats.
Ooh.
Ice at the
Shout
Ice
out.
House. Twisted X from Benny's, Fun Stuff at Honey Depot, Plants and Landscaping from Sun Country. Oh, this one was cute. Okay, Wags and Whiskers for donations to the animal shelter, Shop at Finn's and Greg's for food for the homeless, and lastly, Sun Country to add beauty to the city.
Well, there you
I
go.
thought that was so cute. But yeah, no, it was a fun time to like listen to what people would do.
A lot of people participated too.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I think I would go get a tub of that potato salad over at La Fonda.
$2,000 worth?
Well, not all at once.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I'd, you know,
Spread it out
Every
over-
few days.
Yeah, we call it Potato Salad of the Month Club. Have you had that stuff
I
on the
have
salad
not.
bar?
I'm gonna have to
It's
check
got
it out.
potatoes and cheese and bacon, and it's just like
And you'll do your own vlog so people can watch you buying this and eating it?
Yes.
why
Kinda
would
like cleaning-
anybody want to do that?
Why would anybody want to watch somebody clean out
Drain
drains
pipe.
or
Yeah.
drain
Well, this is
pipes
true.
or whatever that is you watch?
You could go viral.
Culverts. The
Culverts,
culvert
yeah.
guy.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Someone said they want a new couch at Ashley, and someone else said they would go put a down payment on a car for their daughter.
Okay, that's very nice.
Someone said they would put it to use for our officers, a quick stop for coffee and a quick snack if they aren't able to sit for a full meal.
Well, that's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
So these people are, I mean, everyone seemed to be awesome. So, anywho, if you'd like to shop local at all of these amazing places, grab your $20 ticket at the Chamber. We can come to you.
Yep.
Or pop in.
And make a request. What ticket selling song should Coxie sing next?
I have one in mind, but it's not appropriate. I struggle.
It's not appropriate.
I don't know who listens to this show. We'll think about it.
I think maybe something along the Pink Floyd Money.
Oh, that's a good one, but Valentine's Day's coming up.
That's true. That's true. Valentine's Day. None of those ideas, except for the spa day, sounded like a Valentine's
Yeah,
gift.
buy something for my sweetheart.
I know, right?
Yeah.
There was one that was a Valentine thing. I'm going to have to find it.
Okay.
Dig through some
So
of
there
these.
was one on there. Okay.
Yeah, they said, oh, Valentine's is coming up. Don't forget your gifts or whatever. Oh, AAGA Builder Supply and Benny's. Some people were talking about doing projects on their home.
Mm-hmm.
First American Bank for an IRA. There you
Wow.
Go invest that money.
All right.
Well,
Good for you.
Some people are thinking
Uh-huh.
long term. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Anyhow.
I'm still stuck on Kith and Kin coffee and potato salad from La Fonda, so that's
Whatever makes you happy.
Oh, yeah.
Naughty
so-
with a K.
I'm sorry?
Naughty with a K.
We stand
Naughty buns?
corrected. Naughty with a K.
Yes, I got a text from Rob
I
after
heard.
that exchange. Yes.
And would be
I
more
said
fun, but
Naughty
we understand.
buns.
Naughty
And
buns.
he said, it's not naughty buns, it's naughty buns. And I'm like,
It made me feel naughty, so I was very confused.
Not.
Yeah.
K-N-O-T-T-Y.
Yes.
Either or.
That's right.
But it's just fun to say.
Well, it sounded to me
Yeah.
different.
Good marketing,
I
Rob.
wasn't hearing what.
It's all good. We forgive you.
I mean, there's country songs that are like that too.
Naughty buns? I've never heard that one.
No, the way they say
Oh.
the words, it sounds like they're saying something bad. Of course, it's not as bad. Do you remember the Bellamy Brothers? None of you guys probably. You probably remember. Oh, I want to kiss her, but she won't let me.
Oh.
Do you remember that song?
No.
That, I mean, you had to have correct commas in the right places for that.
You don't remember that song?
No.
No. Okay. That was one of their big hits, wasn't it? I think.
That's funny.
Yeah, they were cute. Okay, so still waiting on the tickets to be sold before you do the drawing.
Yeah,
Yes.
got to sell those tickets.
Yes. Come in. Buy
Okay.
your tickets.
$20 a piece.
5 for 100.
Could be a really great return on your
Okay.
investment.
5 for 100. That's
Come on out.
that's like
Even
that's not a deal.
10 for 20, 10 for 200.
Yeah. Whatever you want. We'll make you a deal.
No, that's good. That's good. Let's
So are
break.
you, okay, go ahead.
Well, no. What
No,
were you
I was
gonna
going to ask if you were going to go see the Country Act coming. The Sons of the Pioneers. Isn't it tomorrow?
We'll talk about that Thursday. We'll talk about that here in just a minute on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. We have a traffic alert for you. Hobson Road between South Main Street and Y.O. Road in South Roswell will be closed for the rest of the week for repairs to the railroad crossing. The impacted section of Hobson Road will be closed through Friday unless the railroad company, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, finishes the work sooner. State lawmakers trying to find the funding for 2 major highway infrastructure projects in Eddy County. In all, the state has pegged Eddy County for 8 major road projects, totaling at least $900 million. The state study estimating the cost of rebuilding a portion of State Roads 31 and 128 at $300 million alone. And today, the first day of early voting in Roswell in the mayoral and city council races. Election day is March 1st if you'd like to go to the poll like normal. 3 people are challenging incumbent Mayor Dennis Kintai, who is running for his 3rd term, while 13 people have filed to run for city council seats. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, it was off to the races for the Artesia Bulldogs girls basketball team back on Friday night. Tonight's going to be a little bit tougher of a test. Artesia whipped of Lovington Friday by a score of 77-30 to pull to 10-10 on the season. But more importantly, that was the district opener, so 1-0 in district play tonight. The Lady Bulldogs will be playing at Portales. That starts at 5:30, part of a boys-girls doubleheader. Meanwhile, Carlsbad on Friday night disposed of Roswell 36-23. Carlsbad 18-4 now overall, and the Cave Girls will be playing at Hobbs Friday night. That should be a great game. 7 o'clock start time for the girls in Hobbs. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
Coming up, head coach Mark Adams gives us the strengths of Texas. Next on the Red Raider Daily Update.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance wants you to experience Texas Tech Red Raider basketball VIP style. Catch your Red Raiders courtside with a friend by registering to win at RedRaidersContest.com. Opportunities to win include Texas on February 1st, TCU on February 12th, and Baylor on February 16th. Winner to receive 2 courtside seats to the game. Register for a chance to win at RedRaidersContest.com and be a VIP thanks to Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
How did all that Fibermex cotton grow so strong? Well, it's been a season sleeping on a bed of rocks, breathing dust and sucking wind. It hung out in blistering heat while fighting off posses of vicious pests and diseases. Yes, sir. That bounty of cotton grew so strong by being just as tough as you are. Fibermex cotton from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Tonight at United Supermarkets Arena, it's Texas Tech against Texas. 2 teams with the same record, 5-3 in conference play, 16-5 overall. Head coach Mark Adams on where Texas is strong.
A very productive backcourt. They can all score. You mentioned, Carr's the new guy on the block, but he runs the points and the great facilitator. Very, very quick, hard to stay in front of. He can shoot threes, and then of course Jones we think is just so good from all levels. He can score threes and get them all quick, and then he can also finish. And Ramey, he's another one that can drive it and shoot it. So they can score, not only shoot threes, but the three-pointers certainly is a big concern of ours.
Texas has also been very good on the defensive side of the ball, giving up just 54.5 points per game. Tip-off is 8 o'clock. Airtime tonight is 7 o'clock, live from United Supermarkets Arena on the Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
That's one thing about these sponsorship deals for these arenas. Like AT&T is the sponsor of Jerry's World there in Dallas. Do you get like free phone service when you go to a game?
I'm sure.
Texas Tech plays at the United Supermarkets Arena. Do you get free groceries when you go to the?
I'm sure you just get a free bobblehead.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So that game's tonight. I bet there's a lot of. Tana was saying people were camping out to be one of the first to get into the student section and stuff like that. So I bet that place will be packed tonight.
I bet.
Is it in Lubbock?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. So that'll be the old coach comes back to the team where he was coaching, and I don't think they expected him to leave, especially to go to that school. And so there's a lot of controversy there. It's like the what bowl game was it where? Well, I think it was the bowl game Texas Tech was in. They were in the bowl game with Mississippi State, and that's where Mike Leach is coaching now at Mississippi State. He used to be the coach at Texas Tech, like 14 coaches before.
Yeah, wow.
Because they'd been through a lot of coaches over there.
I feel like Leach was there when I was there, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the name.
Yeah.
But Texas Tech put a whooping on Mississippi State, so that was justice, I guess, or something like that.
Right. Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. That's right. I used to live in Mississippi, and Ole Miss and Mississippi State are in the Southeastern Conference, and they were like the doormats of the Southeastern Conference. It was Alabama, Georgia. Those were the top teams in the conference in football, and then when they needed a win, they would schedule Ole Miss or Vanderbilt or Mississippi State. But interstate, that's a pretty big rivalry there inside the state of Mississippi. So is it much New Mexico and New Mexico State? Is that kind of a big deal here? Do people get all excited
UNM
about
and
that?
NMSU?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty big deal.
I did when I was there, yeah.
I still do.
Okay. So.
Yep. It's
Are they going to play football this fall at UNM and New Mexico State?
So.
I'm sorry, I'm being.
Who knows?
That's terrible.
Stay tuned.
I got talked into carrying the Aggies football this year.
Cool.
But they were terrible.
Yeah, they didn't have a good year.
And they did not have a good year. I don't think I'm going to do that again. Do you think I should?
You still have the same coach? Are they making some coaching changes there?
I don't know. They have the same radio announcer. I mean, Jack Nixon's been doing the play-by-play for 40 years.
Well,
he's a nice guy. But how would you like to be the announcer? See, that's what I don't think I could understand. Artesia has so much success in football that when I first moved to New Mexico, 6 of the first 8 years I was here, they were in the state championship game, and they won 6 of those games.
Wow.
So it's just like, it's expected. We're playing through the first week of December.
Yeah. Don't plan anything.
Don't plan anything else. And when I was active on the board of the Broadcasters Association, they'd always want to have their winter meeting on the first weekend in December. And I'd say, well, I can't go. And they'd be planning this like in August.
Yep.
What do you mean you can't go? I said, well, that's the state championship football weekend. Well, how do you know you're going to be in it? Artesia.
Look at the record.
Oh, that's funny.
And that was fun to say.
Right?
Well, yes. Yes, it is.
That's
nice.
That's fun to say. Let's see. You started to, we have our chamber folks here, and Jessica and Coxie and Haley, and you started to talk about something before we went to the news break.
Yes. Thursday at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center is Sons of the Pioneers. It's their 86th anniversary tour.
Wow.
That they're on right now. And they're stopping in Artesia at 6:30.
Okay. That'll be cool. Tickets
not
available?
the same guys.
Yeah. No, not the same guys. They're not that.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't it
Wouldn't
be?
that?
I mean, I don't know if it would be or not. That'd be rough.
Wheel them out in a wheelchair, you know. Hey.
Yeah. Really.
They're called the gold standard in Western music.
They do put on a really great show.
Okay. You've
They
seen
really
them?
do. I have seen them before, yes.
Okay.
And they do a great job. A lot of fun.
How much are tickets? Do you have those ticket prices there?
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's not like a
I
bad
believe
seat.
they're 35, aren't they?
Are they 35?
I think the tickets are 35.
Like
yes.
what I've heard. Yeah.
They have the Glenn Miller Orchestra coming up soon, too. I don't remember the date of that.
That's on February 15th, so the day after Valentine's Day.
And I think those tickets are 45.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, great shows, both of them.
Yeah.
Different styles, great shows. You should go.
I know.
And
I'm
see
so
the new
excited.
floor at the Ocotillo.
Oh, yeah. They're redoing their lobby.
The
It's
floor's
a
done.
lot of fun.
Yep. Very
It
pretty.
looks good?
Yes, sir.
It's a
Okay.
lot of fun. It's bright. I mean, it's
artsy.
It's a different. It's a complete. It'll give the entrance of the building a completely different feel. Very
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
I have to. So when you go to buy your tickets, you can wander in and see the new floor.
Yeah.
check that out. Well, that'd be good. So that's Thursday night, Sons of the Pioneers.
February 3rd.
And then next Tuesday is the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
2 Tuesdays, I feel like.
The
It's
15th.
15th. Okay. All right.
But yeah.
You are correct. 2 weeks from today.
But this Sunday is also the Altrusa Smorgasbord. I think they're doing enchiladas this year.
Yummy.
Same as they did last year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's homemade sauce and everything's all homemade, and they're cooking it there at the Our Lady of Grace Church.
Sounds fantastic.
It does.
I know. And it's $10 per person, and I feel like it's just a drive-through, grab and go, right?
My favorite.
Okay. And you can take it home, $10 to support Altrusa. Grab tickets with any Altrusa member, or if you're like the barking guy, you can go to Brown Drug.
And they have a limited number of tickets at the drive-through.
Oh, okay.
So they really would prefer that you get your,
Buy your
tickets in advance.
Well, it's much easier to plan for how much to make.
So if you show up, back in line and don't have tickets, they may not have enough.
Right.
So get your tickets in advance.
Yep.
Is the
Find an
advice there.
Altrusan. Or go to Brown Drug.
Or go to Brown Drug. Either
And
way.
there may
And you can
be-
do some shopping while you're there.
Sure. And there may be some wild person standing out there with knives.
Yeah, they sell the Rada knives. Yeah, those are great knives.
Mm-hmm.
We got some as a wedding gift 20 some odd years ago, and they're still just wonderful.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who that will be waving knives out there at the people driving by when you leave, but
So just be careful.
be careful. I'll buy those. Okay.
Just leave them on the curb. I'll pick them up.
That'll be great. That's this Sunday?
That's this Sunday, yes. Can you believe it? Already. Coming up February 6th.
Which is this Sunday.
From 11 to 1:30. So it's perfect lunch
Nice.
meal.
Yep.
After church, drive through, grab your food. But the other thing that we're really gearing up for from the chamber side of things is, actually, before we talk about car show, we should talk about today's the last day to register to vote.
Yes.
Today is the last day to register to vote.
For
If you want
city
to be able to vote in the municipal election.
Yes. And you have to live in the city limits in order to vote in the municipal elections, which is a little confusing because a lot of people live just outside the city limits but feel that they're in the city. They do all their business in the city. They work in the city. They go to school. Unfortunately, the rules dictate that
You have to
you
live
have
in
to
the
have a
city.
residence inside the city limits. But
Yeah.
you should get to know your candidates.
I've got a couple of
Anyway.
addresses for sale.
Oh, boy.
If you need a city rep,
Yeah,
there you go.
we'll make a deal.
Very expensive.
Super important to get to, even if you do live outside the city limits, get to know the candidates and then talk to your friends and family.
I started to see the yard signs popping
They
up
are
around
starting to
town.
pop up.
And I always look at them from a visual standpoint. Does that really catch your attention, or does it get the point? Some of them are very basic. Some are they have a little more detail on them. So it'll be interesting to see, when you sit around and say, I want a sign, I want red, white, and blue. I want American flag. I want, whatever.
And there's some different styles coming up this year. Like, I don't know if that a little non-traditional or, mostly you see the red, white, and blue type theme. But I've seen a couple that are a lot different than that this year.
Different colors.
A little bit more bulldoggy.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No, it's great.
I've started to see some of the campaign materials from the candidates. It's
so
interesting to read why they're
we
running.
have a lot of those campaign materials are still coming in. They ordering their flyers and their signs and all of that. But in the meantime, we got information from all the candidates, even if it's just like in a Word document. We do have some good information on all of them. So you can come by the chamber and pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you find out what council district you live in? What's the easiest way to do that?
If you don't know,
because they changed a little bit.
They did change a little bit. Not any drastic changes. I would say district I guess that's one, changed the most. But we do have a map printed out at the chamber. We also have, that is just on a, like I think it's legal size paper. But we also have a larger version of those maps. So if you find that your address is sort of right on one of the lines, we have the bigger maps where you'll be able to really tell if you're in which district you're in. You can also look on the city's website. So there's another area if you just want to click.
Well, I'd kind of like to know, before the election, who should I be paying attention to?
It would be important for you to know so you don't have a surprise on your ballot.
Yeah. Well, so wait a minute. I'm here to vote for so-and-so. It's not on my name.
And sometimes driving through town, you see the signs for different people, but they're not necessarily in
that neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right.
That
So
just could be their friend that put it up
friends
for
are
them.
supporting their candidates even though they're not in that district. That's true. You can definitely come by the chamber and check all that out, or you can go on the city's website and zoom in and take a look at that.
Is it artesianm.gov,
I believe.
artesianm.gov, yeah.
I think so.
.gov. Well, let's see if we can find that.
And you can also come by the chamber, and we can help you register to vote or update your info.
Okay. So let's see. Government departments. Where would we find that? I'm looking for Artesia News. Let's see. Artesia Main Street, TripAdvisor, Pet Finder.
Can you
would just
search for district map? Is that an option?
Let's just see. First, you have to know how to spell district.
There are lots of ways to spell it.
They're really are.
There's one correct way.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the voting district map, election district map.
There it is.
Click on that, see what happens.
Hey, looky there.
There you go.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Can I zoom?
Can you?
Nice.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh.
Cool.
So yeah, you can pull up.
Very nice.
So you can see which district, based on where you live, you can figure out. So like the radio station, not that anybody lives here.
Except for Eugene, right?
It seems like it, doesn't it? Okay, it's taking a little bit to pull in. There's, oops, went too far. I can't get it to just, let's see. Anyway, there's West Quay. And we'll go a little closer. Can we go any closer? Yes, we can. Look at that. Anyway, you can get the map, and then you can pull up your address, and you can see which district you're in.
Sure can.
That circle is easy to spot.
You can also, of course, if you have your voter registration card, it'll tell you what district you're in.
Okay.
And then you just need to look at the map to understand where those boundaries are.
Right.
You can also go to the Secretary of State's website, excuse me, and look at that information if you don't have your voter registration card.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to look yourself up, and then it'll give you all the information about all the districts you're in, not just for municipal elections.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to do, to know which district you're in. It looks like the radio station is in the yellow district, which I'll have to zoom back out and
see the legend.
See, which one is which.
It's going to be an interesting race this year. You know, 4 years ago we had one candidate for mayor, and it was actually the same in some of the council districts. This year it's a completely different story. So there's only one council district that's not contested. The other three are, and we have 5 candidates for mayor.
That's right.
That's a lot.
5 for mayor, and then as you said, 3 of the council districts have contested races.
Yes.
Only Raul Rodriguez gets to vote for himself and reelect himself.
Right.
To that.
So, and they all have a lot of similarities on the issues, but just listen, they all have nuances too. So, we are trying to get all of the mayoral candidates in our office. There have been other ways to get to know them a little bit. You can go on to KSVP TV and watch the mayoral forum from
if you go to
a couple weeks ago.
KSVPTV.com and you scroll down, and right there is the Meet the Artesia Mayor Candidates 2022. We're going to be adding the Roswell one. Will be up there
Very good. That's
later
a
today.
super heated race as well.
Yep.
And then we'll just try to have each of the mayor's candidates in our office at different times so that people can pop in and visit with them, ask questions, get to know them between now and Election Day.
March 1.
Which is March 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to get registered to vote in the municipal election, today is the last day. You can register people at the chamber? Okay.
We can do it at the chamber, and you can go onto the Secretary of State's website as well.
Okay. Now, if you now the next election cycle for New Mexico, the primaries are in June. And so after this election is done, you're going to be hearing a lot from the different people that want to be governor and lieutenant governor.
That's correct.
On the Republican side, I don't think anybody's running against
No,
current governor
I'm sure.
on the Democrat side.
You'd have to be pretty brave to do that. So I think MLG is our Democrat candidate.
Yeah.
For
Have we
governor.
heard from Gary Johnson? Is he back in New Mexico?
I have not heard from Gary
or
Johnson.
Is he vacationing in Aleppo? I don't know.
Do not know. But there are several candidates for
Republican
on the Republican side. So, and they will, I'm sure we'll end up posting most, if not all of them, at the chamber at different times between now and then. So,
okay.
Stay tuned to that. Look on Facebook or make sure you're getting our email blasts.
So that's the first Tuesday in June is the primary.
Yes.
And then that will determine the party's candidates for the general election, which is actually not November 1st, but November 8th. Because in the federal elections, if the first Tuesday in November is the first of the month, then they make it the following Tuesday.
And don't be surprised by that either. Our federal districts have changed, and so I think a lot of people will be, if you haven't paid attention to that, you may be surprised.
Yeah, which district you're in.
Yeah, and we'll get into that more later. I know that there's a lawsuit.
There is a lawsuit.
I think so.
I wondered if one was going to be filed. I hadn't heard anything, but.
So I think just stay tuned.
Yeah.
The last day to register to vote for the primaries, if you if you don't get registered in time for the city elections, is May 10th, I think. So you may want to get registered for that so you can vote in the primaries.
Now, will there be early voting for the municipal election?
I feel
it
like
starts
it starts today. Yeah.
That starts today?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Where can one early vote?
I got an email yesterday.
You got an email?
Hang tight.
Okay.
Okay. Just want to let you know that the last day to register to vote is February 1. But we are having some same-day registration for early voting here at City Hall. That option is available.
You got that email?
Until February 26th,
I didn't get that email.
which is the last day to do early voting.
I'm glad you got the email.
Would you like me to forward it
Would
to
you please?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
They're probably
City
still
Hall,
mad at that one question I asked at the forum.
City Hall same-day registration for early voting, and that's available until February 26th.
So,
which is the last day to early vote.
So it's confusing.
Well, wait a minute. If I can register to vote and vote in the city election, even though the deadline to register to vote is today?
Yes, kind of. And we haven't really pushed the same day voting. We kind of, I was trying to wait until after the deadline to register to vote. Because it's confusing.
Yeah.
And the rules are so complicated. I did talk to the city clerk about that. And it might not be a bad idea to have her on the radio in the next few days to talk about that because it's so complicated and you have to register a certain way and where they take the papers. And it's not really same day because you still have to be registered before March 1st. And same day as what?
Yeah.
Election day or no?
Yeah.
So it's super confusing. And
yeah.
It might be worth having our county clerk, Darlene Rossbrom, on to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Yeah, that would be good because if today is the deadline
yes,
to be eligible to vote in the municipal
today
election.
is the deadline for early voting, but there is some same-day registration, but the words I feel are a little misleading because what same day is, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
And then can you vote in the municipal election?
Right. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can.
Well, then there's no deadline.
But there is.
Well,
so
there can't be.
I know. I threw that in there. I'm sorry,
not trying
guys.
to be ornery. I'm just trying
No,
to,
it is very confusing, and those are the changes that we've made in New Mexico and not in the not too distant past. So I would suggest having a good conversation with Darlene Rosbrom. She can explain it a lot better than I can.
Okay.
And she won't mess it up like I might.
Or just get registered by today.
Or, yeah.
Now, the city election's run by the city and not by the county. I'm being
Sort of, yes. But the county is still involved.
Okay. Now you have me completely confused.
I'm sorry, Gene.
No,
I'm sorry.
But we
That
need
was
to
on
know
me.
because next thing you know, I'm just going to put a box out front and say, "Drop your ballots in here."
And then we'll find them in the back of your car a month
Stick them
later.
in your trunk?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Yeah. Maybe 3 months later.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That one was allowed.
Steam them open. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, not that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
Seriously.
super confusing. And
And it shouldn't be confusing.
it should not be confusing, but it is.
Well, I kind of go back to I'm kind of a traditionalist. You vote on election day unless you fill out an absentee ballot and go through that process. But those days are long gone. I don't know that we'll ever go back to that. But and it's not up to me, so.
But it's up to you to vote for the people who it is
I'm
up to.
going to vote, yes. But this whole thing, if there's a registration deadline, but you can same day register.
Sort of, yeah.
All right, we'll get Darlene on.
Let's get Darlene.
Because I could understand same day registration, but am I eligible to vote in that election, or is that a provisional ballot that's set off to the side?
It definitely worth talking to Darlene.
Yeah.
She ultimately, the county is in charge of the voter registrations, and the state is, I guess, but the county is the first line. So
all right, I got to wrap my brain around this, folks.
Yeah.
Listen to news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Russia denies reports that Moscow has sent Washington a written response to a U.S. proposal aimed at de-escalating the Ukraine crisis. President Biden, meanwhile, insisting the U.S. and the allies are ready, come what may.
The president says peace is the focus of efforts by the United States and its allies.
We continue to engage in nonstop diplomacy.
But with more than 100,000 Russian troops amassed near Ukraine's border and some moving into Belarus, he says contingency plans are being made.
We are ready no matter what happens.
The U.S. this week disputed Moscow's accusation that the West is responsible for whipping up tensions in Ukraine. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The nation's largest law enforcement union, the Fraternal Order of Police, is slamming the Biden administration, which it accuses of downplaying a nationwide surge in violent crime. Senator Ted Cruz speculating the president could nominate Vice President Harris for Justice Stephen Breyer's soon-to-be vacant Supreme Court seat.
The Texas Republican said in a podcast Biden may nominate Harris, quote, to get her out of the White House. Harris is Biden's most likely successor in the event the 79-year-old president chooses not to run for re-election. During his The Verdict podcast, Cruz told co-host Michael Knowles that's got Democrats worried because, in his words, her political negatives are so strong. Most observers do not believe Harris is on the list of black women Biden is considering for the high court. Bob Agnew reporting.
A bill to usher in single-payer health care in the deep blue state of California has died in the General Assembly. Democrats unable to muster enough votes among their own to advance the bill this year. He's calling it a career. NFL legend Tom Brady retiring after 22 seasons and 7 Super Bowl victories. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 68 points, the S&P ahead 2, and the NASDAQ down 9 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Sebastian Gorka, and I want to invite you to join me for a powerful travel opportunity that will likely become the highlight of your year. I'm headed to Israel in November 2022 for a 10-day Stand with Israel tour of the key sites and best places meant to give you an unprecedented view of a world you've likely only read or heard about. Together, we'll uncover key geopolitical insights as we unpack Israel's significance on the world stage. You'll return home empowered by the experience. If you ever dreamt of visiting Israel, this is your opportunity. Come with me in 2022. For more information, call 855-565-5519 or book online at standwithisraeltour.com. 855-565-5519 or standwithisraeltour.com.
A fourth journalist has been killed in Mexico.
This latest murder of a journalist follows the killing of two more, a photographer and a well-known radio personality in the border city of Tijuana over the past 2 weeks. Earlier in the month, a journalist was stabbed to death in the eastern state of Veracruz. The president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, has blamed the murders on what he called the neoliberalism of previous administrations. He also said that few journalists in Mexico were engaged in the noble act of informing the public, outraging journalist rights groups who accuse him of indifference over the threats they face.
The BBC's Will Grant. The Israeli military vows to reprimand a senior officer and remove 2 others from leadership roles over the death of a 78-year-old Palestinian who was dragged from a car, bound and blindfolded after being stopped at a checkpoint. News and analysis at townhall.com. Baseball labor talks set to resume today, some 2 weeks before the start of spring training, as a threat of a lockout looms.
The sport's 9th work stoppage began December 2nd after the expiration of a 5-year labor contract, and the sides did not meet again on the central economic issues until January 24th. That's when players withdrew their proposal for more liberalized free agency. Today's session will be the first on the central issue since then. The sides don't agree on many economic proposals, leaving very little time to end the lockout and avoid disrupting the February 16th scheduled start of spring training workouts. I'm Norman Hall.
President Biden urging governors to ramp up their construction plans as his administration rolls out a guidebook for accessing the nearly $1 trillion made available by the infrastructure bill. Wall Street, the Dow up 21 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is Dr. Kay Youngren from Smile Expressions. And today is Dr. Kay's birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. K, from all your friends at Smile Expressions. Today, Dr. Youngren, you're going to receive a flower from Lovebud Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Dr. K. Youngren.
Just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters. But so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy. My class there at MIT. Got skills on the chin.
We are still trying to figure this out.
Scratching our heads.
No, I think we are going to bring in experts to
Definitely.
to help.
Definitely.
County is not involved in our city election. The county involvement is minor. Majority questions should be addressed to the city clerk. And so I think it's 2 different things. We're talking about registration and then how the election
works.
operates.
Right. And the voter registrations do go through the county.
Right. So that's what we... I kind of like the olden days. Election day was election day.
It was very simple.
And you were either registered or you weren't.
Right.
And if you were, you voted. And if you weren't, you got it straightened out so you could vote in the next election.
Yep.
Seems such more black and white that way.
Yeah.
Like not as many gray areas for mistakes.
Well, they're trying to make sure that everybody that is eligible to vote can vote. And I understand it. But there's a little bit of personal responsibility on the part of the voter. If you know you have to do A, B, and C in order to be properly registered to vote, how much do we, and I don't mean us personally, but the county clerks and everybody else, how much more do we need to bend over backwards to accommodate the people that don't seem to be able to follow A, B, and C? You know?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
It's a give and take. You know, you want to vote, we want you to vote, you need to do A, B, C. Well, I forgot, or I didn't do this, or I ran out of time, or blah, blah, blah. Well, is that my fault? You know?
Right.
But everybody has a right to vote. Anyway,
It's not difficult to register to
yeah,
vote.
that's true.
And if you want to, you can just do it online.
Yeah, they can even do that. So
You can do it online. You can come to the chamber. You can call us. We'll come to you.
And I even like the fact that you don't necessarily have to be, you know, the voting booths used to be if you lived in a certain district, you had to go to a certain
Yes.
place to vote. Now it's all,
They have started the convenience centers, which is so
locations.
handy. You can go wherever you need to go,
yeah,
wherever is easiest.
that's right.
Right.
That's right. So,
Super handy.
well, was there anything else we needed to cover? Because
Car show.
Yeah,
the car show.
We got
Which is
approval
coming
for a
up.
car show
You did.
from City Council. Now we get to go
Was
to
it
the Department
unanimous?
of I mean, yeah, I there wasn't any opposition.
hey, there's an
I should
election
say.
coming up. I
So,
want to
yeah.
know.
They all voted for it, yes.
They all said
Who
yes.
voted against the car show?
We actually had two. One person motioned, and two fought for that second.
They were
So,
excited.
That's good. That's
Yep.
good. So, so there will be a cruise parade on Friday night, and then on Saturday, is some of the cars going to be parked on Main Street?
That's what we're hoping. Yeah,
Okay.
we go to Department of Transportation next to get
Okay.
their approval, which is why we had to start so early. So, but for now, mark your calendars for April 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
And we're really excited. So it is Artesia Car Enthusiasts along with Artesia Main Street and the Chamber. We've all collaborated this year to put this on, hopefully bring it back. It's been 2 years. So we're really excited to hopefully do it justice that it's been such an awesome thing for the last few years. Or many years.
We are going to do the Friday night cruise music here on KSVP. So we're looking for a location for that. We've got a couple of folks that want to consider
Nice.
sponsoring the location where we set the DJ up to do that. So we're working on that.
Oh, cool.
And then I think we talked about us being there on that Saturday. Doing our radio remote stuff. So we'll probably get Big Nate up here so he can.
Big Nate.
Big Nate. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, well, I need to stay good with Big Nate because he's also a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And every so often you need a lawyer.
Act right,
Yep.
Gene.
Yeah.
Just act right.
Yes.
And then you don't need
It
a lawyer.
sounds so easy, but
You know, minding my business. Next thing I know, I need a lawyer.
Oh, dear.
That's funny. Thank you so much.
Well, also,
So, anything else?
Yes, we announced it last week,
Oh, yeah.
but a reminder, Tim Tebow will be in
Oh, that's
Artesia
right.
Saturday, April 2nd at the Pit at 7 o'clock. You can call the chamber and get on the ticket list. Tickets are free, but you have to have a ticket to get in the door. So call us. We'll put you on the list.
Okay. Tim Tebow.
Yes, sir.
The
one and
the
only.
real.
The real Tim Tebow.
Please stand up. Please stand up.
Go Gators.
I think that's why he didn't play so long in the NFL. So when we did stand up, we were looking over him.
Oh,
wow.
that's
Did I just say that out loud?
sad.
I didn't
Haters
say
gonna
that.
hate. Haters
No,
gonna hate.
I don't hate the guy. They never should have got rid of him in Denver.
It's 100% true story.
He was making them win. He was leading them
Go
to
Broncos.
victory. Yeah.
Go Gators.
One other question we talked about. We did have one of our listeners say that NMSU does have a new coaching staff.
Cool.
Jerry Kill.
Oh. Kill.
That's how it's spelled on this post right here. NMSU.
that's
Jerry
just a
Kill.
warning to the other teams.
Right?
We're going to kill
The
you.
Lobos.
He killed it.
Yeah.
I probably never heard those jokes ever. but-
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, but he apparently
guy.
had coached in Minnesota for the Golden Gophers,
Oh,
Big Ten team.
cool.
So we'll see how they do.
Cool.
Get a new coach down there.
Go Aggies.
You know, I was watching an episode of WKRP in Cincinnati because the guy that played Johnny Fever passed away this weekend, and they brought in a punk rock band called Scum of the Earth.
That was a funny show. I heard you play a clip on the radio the other day.
Yeah, they had a banner in the lobby, welcome scum. It's a funny
That's
episode.
what their followers are called. Scum.
So, all right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Gene.
Behave.
See you next week. See you next week.
We'll see you. We're going to take a break. I hear there's weather coming. So let's get Steve in here to talk about it. Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Colder temperatures and maybe even some snow on the way over the next few days. Today looks fair, though, going up 60, breezy, and a mix of sunshine and clouds. Turning cloudy overnight, will drop to about 30, and then rain is likely off and on Wednesday with our high in the upper 40s. Getting cold on Wednesday night, snow and a low near 10. Snow showers Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
So they brought in the National Guard to teach your class?
Yeah, just for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much pull do you have there that you can make that happen?
You know, I think that I'm so militaristic as it is that it's just a smooth transition.
Next thing you know, the governor will be down to sub in your class.
Well,
Because she was doing that the other day up north somewhere. She was subbing for somebody somewhere.
we're short on subs, so we'll take all the help we can get, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. She can teach economics. You don't have to answer. You don't have to say a word. She can teach economics. You know, one store has the Crown Royal for this price. The other store has the Crown Royal and the Wagyu beef at this price. You know, which store do you go to get your
groceries?
You've got 15 guests coming over for an after COVID party. How much Crown Royal should you get? How much? Anyway.
How much Wagyu beef do you need to order to feed 15 guests?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I said it, folks. Ashley did not say that. I said that. So is it Smorgasbord weekend already?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's here.
Okay.
We're excited.
Well, I've got a couple tickets.
Yes.
I'm trying to decide if I need a couple more.
Can always get you more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So are all the materials been ordered, all the ingredients?
Things are in motion. Greg's Foods in town has been gracious enough to donate the beef for us for the beef portion of our enchiladas for those who choose to have a beef enchilada instead of cheese. Fence Country Market is taking care of the cakes for us, so they will be fresh baking our cakes for us so that we can cut those and serve them. And then actually Kith and Kin donated the cheese for the enchiladas for us. So local businesses are really helping out and stepping up, and it's been awesome.
And this is the second year you've done the drive-through.
Yes, sir. This is the second year we've done drive-through. COVID kind of forced us into a different version, but it went really well last year. And I don't think that guests minded waiting in their vehicle. They could listen to the radio and all that stuff and hang out. So we're doing the same thing. And it's supposed to be cold this weekend.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it. I don't think the snow will be around. That's all going to be, if
gone.
we get any, will be gone by then. But yeah, we're looking at 50 degrees for a high on Sunday.
But that's okay. You can stay in your warm car, and we will send our students of the month, our seniors, out to run food out to you, and they can get chilly, and then you can stay nice and warm. And
that's really nice.
They're excellent.
Now, will there be anybody standing out there waving knives in the air saying, buy me, buy a knife?
You know, we really tried to send some of our members to that the Japanese grill steakhouse places where they do all the knife tricks. It just didn't pan out, so there'll be no knife throwing.
Okay.
Depending on temperature, if it's too cold, we might not stick somebody out there. But we ideally, because last year we had someone who had a booth with knives set up, and it was right by the drive-through. So, you know, people pulled up and rolled down their window and could order their knives on one side and order their food on the other and go home. It was great.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
So the idea is, yes, to have knives.
If the weather cooperates.
Permits, yes.
Yeah, because it'll be a little chilly.
A little chilly.
Yeah, but we're not serving chili.
No. No.
Serving the enchiladas.
We will warm you up with enchiladas on the chilly day.
That's good. So what role did you get assigned this year?
Oh, so this is my job. I get to come talk to you and put it online. But as far as cooking goes, I'm
afraid I get the same job as last year. I was the designated chili washer and chili soaker. And I had never made enchilada sauce from scratch before last year. It is remarkably very easy. I would highly recommend everybody try it. But I got the job of soaking the hot chilies and rinsing them off before we cooked them and everything else. And so I spent the day with a nice, steamy chili facial over the sink washing chilies. So,
And you've probably been volunteered for that again?
Voluntold, yes.
Voluntold, yeah.
But I'm happy to help.
Yeah. So all of the ingredients are fresh. This is all homemade. So when do they start in order to have everything ready for Sunday? They're probably starting now, I guess.
So we are making... Everything is like made by us. So we have Altrusans that are making the beans that we will be serving, and we actually have a recipe for the beans that everybody will follow, and we'll make the rice that the day. I don't remember if we make it the day before or the day of, but we make it that weekend. Saturday is when we do the majority of our prep work, and then that way on Sunday, when Sunday comes, we can kind of set up an assembly line, because our goal is to get our guests out as quickly as possible. We don't want people to have to wait a long time for good food. So. And
you're boxing up the food as the order comes in.
Yes.
So it's not like you've got 15 boxes sitting on a table under a heat lamp.
No, sir.
The boxes are prepared as the orders come in.
Yes, sir, because people do get to choose whether they want beef or cheese, and so, there's not really a set way for us to know how many of each we need, and so everything is made to order. Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
So get your tickets, because you told us last time that there will be a limited number of tickets at the drive-through.
Yeah.
So it's best if people get their tickets in advance.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now we're set to only have 50 tickets available at the door for people who haven't purchased. But if you're interested in tickets, you can reach out to us on the Altrusa Facebook page, Altrusa Club of Artesia. There's also flyers that we have circulating if they check out the community calendar. There's phone numbers on there, and I think we'll mention it here before we go. We've got phone numbers, we've got emails. People can reach out and contact us, and we will absolutely get them tickets this week.
Yeah, so you get your tickets in advance, and that way when you go through the line, you hold up 4, 6, 2,
yes, sir.
Whatever that
yes, sir.
number of tickets is. And
if
then
you do what my father-in-law does, he always buys twice as many tickets as he needs.
Yeah.
And then he has dinner for that day or lunch for the next day. So
yeah, well, that's a heck of an economics lesson right there.
Yeah,
that should be what is taught.
I teach biology.
Why did you do biology? How did you
love science.
I
love it. It's always been my favorite. I love exploring and finding things out, and I just it's my jam. I'm a nerdy science lady, and I'm okay with it.
Biology. So is this where they dissect frogs?
So unfortunately, they've actually removed that from my biology curriculum. But I'm hoping to work that in at the end of the year as like a treat for my kiddos, because that's what every kid wants to do. They want to blow something up in chemistry and they want to dissect something in biology, and those are their science goals. They're done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I wonder if they have like virtual...
They do.
Frogs.
They
that you
do.
Can dissect.
They have virtual frogs. They have 3D plastic frogs that you can take apart. I've seen people crochet frogs that you can dissect. So there's all sorts of things. We will not be serving frogs.
No. We're talking about your careers of biology.
I just, for the record, that no frogs will be harmed in the making of Smorgasbord.
It's probably good that we clarify, because somebody's going to tune in at the last minute and say, what have they done to the smorgasbord? So no, this is a separate discussion.
Absolutely.
Has nothing to do with the smorgasbord. So the money that is raised, is this your biggest?
It is.
Altrusa's biggest fundraiser?
Yes, sir. This is our biggest fundraiser throughout the year. And then we use the money that we raise from Smorgasbord and we give it all back to the community. So we help out organizations like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. We help out the Pregnancy Help Center, Haven of Hope. We help the kindergarten school get ready for their back-to-school programs. We help out at local nursing homes. There's so many things. We have international projects also that some of the money will go to. So I would say honestly probably 95% of the money is here. We do have a couple international projects, and the money for that is usually shipping of goods or things like that we send to those international organizations. But it all goes to a good cause, and it's all for helping, and that's what we do.
So who can join the Altrusa Club?
Absolutely anyone.
Anyone
can join Altrusa. Yeah.
Okay.
If you are a person who is service-minded and you just want to give back and make a difference in the community, we would absolutely love to have you come and join us. Check us out. We meet the third Monday of every month at the church right across the street from Zia Intermediate School.
Is that First Christian
Yes,
Church?
First Christian Church, right across from Zia Intermediate. And we meet on the third Monday of each month at 5:30. And we have our little meetings, and we'll have some dinner, and we usually have a program where somebody comes and talks to us about something that's going on, or we'll put together stuff for a project, and I love it.
Well, let me ask you this. Am I mistaken in my thinking that in the past, Altrusa had been a women's only organization, but that has changed?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Altrusa was actually started over 100 years ago by a Kiwanian, and so back then Kiwanis was just for men, and Altrusa was started by a woman who also wanted a service organization, and so this Kiwanian sponsored Altrusa, and Altrusa stands for altruism and USA. So they combined the two words.
Okay.
And they started it. It was started by Mamie Bass many years ago. I believe 1917 was when we started.
All right.
So we've been going strong. And since then, we've branched out to the United States, Mexico, India, New Zealand, Puerto Rico. We have some clubs. We had at one time clubs in the United Kingdom and in, Russia. We've been all over the place. It's really cool.
Yeah, but as most organizations have evolved now, men and women can be a part of Altrusa.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We welcome anyone.
All right. Well, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Because some people may not know that.
No.
They may still think it's, just a bunch of women.
It is majorly ladies.
Like the others are a bunch of guys, but not anymore.
From time to time, we will have our husbands come help us because it is majorly ladies. We call them Altrousers. So they'll come give us a hand.
That's funny.
We dig it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so this Sunday,
yes,
smorgasbord, and when did the serving line
we will start serving at 11.
Okay.
We will stop serving at 1:30. So, and usually most people have come and picked it up by 1 o'clock, but we'll serve until 1:30. We've only got about 50 tickets available at the door.
Okay.
So if you are someone who would like to purchase a ticket the day of, try to get there early so you can get yourself a ticket. And we'll at Our Lady of Grace on Roselawn.
That's right. So. Now, the best way to get in, because a lot of times there's a big long line that forms. So do we come in off of Roselawn, or should we come in back from the Guadalupe Park side to form the line?
So I would come in from the Guadalupe Park side. Number one, that way we're not blocking Roselawn, and that way you can come right around the back of the church and pull through, and I believe that's how we're going to have our drive-through set up.
Okay.
So
excellent.
You can also park and come into the building to pick up your food and go if you don't want to wait in the line.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, some people I know just hate lines.
Yep.
Just hate waiting in lines. And they always say, we're going to be here forever. And I'm like, Lana has said this before, we're going to be here forever. And I said, well, okay, well, we got radio, we got, food coming, so I guess we'll be here till the end of time.
It is what it is, yeah.
But some people are really impatient when it comes to being in line.
Some people are.
But it seems like last year you guys had it figured out. I know Our Lady of Grace had their fall fiesta food lines.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seemed to go very smoothly. And everybody knew what they were doing and moved you through. And so you really didn't wait a long
We
time.
really were very lucky last year. Everything went very smoothly. We're anticipating the same, nice, smooth process this year. And we really look forward to it. We look forward to seeing everybody and having people come out. And we couldn't do it without our Students of the Month. Those kiddos are runners, man. They run their little legs off that day.
That's
We
good.
put them to work.
Good. Anything else?
No, sir. I'll be back to talk about someday soon to talk about our bunco that we're going to do in April.
Right.
And we'll have more information about that coming out soon. But
Okay.
No,
well,
just come
Ashley,
see us.
thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will see you on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Because I will be hungry by then.
Excellent. We'll see you then.
As most of Artesia will be. So, all right. You better get back and see if the guard, if they've been chased out of there by your kids.
They're good kids. They're good kids.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Ashley.
Have a good one.
You too. We're going to take a break, open up the Zoom room, get Aaron in here.
Water, 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 water. Everyone drinks water. Water, 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 water. Artesia soft water. No one treats your water better than Artesia soft water. 1405 West Main, Artesia, New Mexico. 575-746-3822. And why? Water, 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 water. Everyone drinks water. Water, 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 water. Artesia soft water.
Cambria here from KFC in Artesia. The big news of the day, it's official. Our lobby is now open. We have taken extra precautions to ensure yours and our safety. The all-new KFC chicken sandwich is here. You've got to try it. An extra crispy, hand-breaded chicken fillet placed on a buttery brioche bun, topped with pickles and your choice of classic or spicy mayonnaise. It's the best chicken sandwich ever, and it's only at your KFC in Artesia.
The lobby is open. Come dine with us at your KFC Taco Bell in Artesia. Here are some helpful tips to get you and your teeth through the winter months from Smile Expressions in Artesia. Brush your teeth twice a day. Brushing not only protects your teeth, but also protects the gums from catching infections. Use the right toothpaste. The cold winter air as well as sinus pressure can cause sensitivity. Floss daily. Flossing protects your mouth from developing plaque, which can make you more prone to problems like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and oral cancer. At Smile Expressions, we welcome new patients. Contact us today, 575-746-1900.
When you run a small business, your hands are full. PVT can help. PVT Business Solutions partners with local companies to provide high-speed internet, managed Wi-Fi, business phone systems, security, surveillance, and automation systems, and more. PVT helps your business stay connected with your customers. PVT Business Solutions gives you the tools not only to keep pace, but to grow and become more efficient. Find out how connecting with PVT can help your business grow by calling 575-748-1241 or visiting PVT.com.
When that problem arises, one call to Crouch Plumbing and Heating is all it takes. Crouch's plumbers and technicians are highly trained. No problem is too big or too small for Crouch. Whether you need a water heater replaced, a gas line run, a leaky faucet repaired, or your heater or AC serviced, Crouch can do it all. Your problem is their problem, till it's no longer a problem. Call on Crouch for timely response, quality workmanship at a fair price. Servicing Carlsbad and Artesia.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
We're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Meanwhile, in Albuquerque. So we were kind of talking about registering to vote. The deadline to register for the municipal election is today with our chamber chat. And then we got to talking about if this is the deadline to register to vote, what is same-day registration? So we're gonna get some folks on so we can get that clarified.
I think that depends on what party you're with.
There's the Joe Biden convention right there. I see the elephants going through. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Hey, Tom Brady finally made it official today.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a sad day because nobody wants to be the quarterback that immediately follows Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's amazing. Was it 22 years in the NFL? Something like that. That's
seven Super Bowl rings. And so that's going to be a record that, probably stand for a long time.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible to last that long, especially as a quarterback.
Yep, because they tend to get beaten up a lot if you have bad offensive lines and stuff like that. So I mentioned that yesterday. I said, Jerry Jones is lobbying to have the Super Bowl in Dallas the next 5 years.
Oh, yeah?
Since it appears now, Tampa Bay last year, Los Angeles this year, that whoever hosts the Super Bowl, that team will be in the Super Bowl.
Oh, there you go. Maybe there's a chance.
Because prior to last year when Tampa Bay was the first to do it, the Super Bowl, the team that played in the stadium where the Super Bowl was had never been in the Super Bowl. And last year, Tampa Bay broke that rule, and Los Angeles did it this year by beating San Francisco and getting into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Pretty amazing story. After all these great games the last few weeks, I wonder if the Super Bowl is going to be a dud.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's hopes will get up, and there'll be just either a blowout or like a one-score game.
That's right. Cincinnati and Los Angeles, the Rams and the Bengals. That's a little unusual.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That's right. I don't know if I'm going to pay attention or not. I'm trying to decide. What am I doing in 2 weeks? Nothing?
One of my friends said that the Bengals is the one team that hasn't had anybody kneel during the national anthem.
Well, that's good to know. That would be a deciding factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be that would be good. That would be a reason why people would want to support that particular team. Some people might have that. Now, right now, I don't understand the betting odds. The Rams are -4. So what does that mean?
I do not know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I'm not betting it.
Yeah, I'm
the
not,
underdog, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not. So are they saying the Rams are 4-point favorites over the Bengals? Doesn't seem like a whole lot given the history of the two teams. Your quarterback matchup: Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow.
Huh.
So that's going to be kind of interesting. A Super Bowl with quarterbacks not named Brady.
Yeah, it might
Mahomes.
be the last time that nobody knows who they are.
That's true. Top receivers: Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, a top receiver. Jamar Chase, top receiver for the Bengals, but Cooper Kupp. That doesn't sound like a football name, does it?
Yeah, no. The Chase guy sounds like a defensive guy.
Yeah. The top running backs: Cam Akers.
Okay.
For the Rams, and Joe Mixon.
He's mixing it up.
There we go. SoFi Stadium, it'll be on NBC. The last time these two teams met was in October of 2019.
Okay.
And the Rams beat the Bengals 24-10.
Oh.
In that last matchup.
There's some revenge to happen there.
Total yards pretty even. The Rams average 386.8 total offense, 9th in the NFL.
Wow.
The Bengals 385.2, 10th in the NFL.
Wow.
So
pretty good matchup.
Good matchup. They both average the same amount of points per game. They both average 27.1 points per game.
Huh.
And The Bengals are 5-4 at home, 5-3 on the road. The Rams 5-3 at home, 7-2 on the road.
Oh.
The Rams were 3-3 in their division. The Bengals 4-2 in the conference. The Rams were 8-4, and the Bengals were 8-4. So,
might be a pretty good matchup.
yeah. Opening line, Rams -4. So there you go.
Interesting. And even more important than the Super Bowl, the day before the Super Bowl, we're having Rotary Pancake Day in Carlsbad at the high school.
You're not doing it virtually this year?
No, we're doing the real thing.
The real thing.
We'll have drive-through for those people that don't feel comfortable going in, but yeah.
Are you on pancake duty again this year?
I am on pancake duty all day.
No, they don't.
Well, it's 6 to noon is when it goes.
6 to noon on the Saturday?
Yeah.
Before? Now, as I understand it, you've never been allowed on batter duty?
Correct. Well, I got to flip a photo pancake. I didn't get to flip a pancake that anybody was going to eat.
Ah, okay. Okay. A photo pancake.
Yes.
Did you get in trouble for that? Did people complain that you weren't on that duty? Why were you in the picture doing that?
No, I was president when that happened. So.
Oh, well, you were allowed.
Yeah, I was allowed.
So what do you think you'll be assigned? Dishwashing?
I'm going to have a little bit of the wrangle in the entertainment.
Oh, okay. And there's entertainment?
There's entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, we've got the Carlsbad Early College High School Choir. I don't know how I got them.
I heard you know the director.
I do. They've been there since the beginning.
That's cool.
So they're excited. And then we've got, I think, Cheryl's School of Dance lined up.
Uh-huh.
And we're still working on some others. We'll have to find.
Okay. Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And that's on the Saturday before Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. And where do you have this?
It's at the Carlsbad High School cafeteria.
Okay.
Right there, and they'll have a drive-through out front as well. So.
Okay. How much is a pancake breakfast?
$5, all you can eat.
Well, if I get it to go, that's going to be hard to do all you can eat.
You have to come back, I guess.
$5 all you can eat?
It's all you can eat. Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal. All you can eat pancakes for $5.
Yeah.
But you have to come in.
Yeah, it'd be better if you came. You'd be more likely to get a refill if you came in.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have any other things that go along with it?
They're having raffles. They're doing a TV, a couple of baseballs signed by Trevor Rogers.
Well, that's awesome. You can do that.
Personal size Yeti cooler. I think a Bluetooth speaker, or recliner.
Mm-hmm.
So good raffle prizes, and so yeah.
But it's just pancakes.
Pancakes and sausage.
And there is sausage.
Yes. And
pancakes and sausage for $5?
Yeah.
Golly, I may have to just drive down there just for breakfast.
Absolutely.
Support the Rotary Club.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys want me to come in and eat, though. You'd probably, because I'd wear my orange Bulldog shirt,
You can dress however you like.
Come on, cavemen, give me the pancakes. That's what I'd say. This Bulldog is hungry. I'd get some attention if I did that. What's he doing?
I'd say, that's just Gene. So.
Take his money and get him out of here, Hey, do you have any of those pancakes that fell on the floor? Give him that box, All right. Well, do you have a joke or two you'd like to share today?
I do. We got a long time today or short time today?
Well, we've got about 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes total. So.
Okay, I'll go short time.
Okay.
I actually have the schedule for the Democrat National Convention this year. So
you do?
I'll do that another day. It's
okay.
Pretty long. So
all right.
There was a woman. She announced to her friend that she's getting married for the 4th time. How wonderful! But I hope you don't mind me asking, what happened to your first husband? He ate poisonous mushrooms and died. Oh, how tragic! What about your second husband? He ate poisonous mushrooms and died also.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how terrible. I'm almost afraid to ask about your third husband. He died of a broken neck. A broken neck? How did that happen? He wouldn't eat the mushrooms.
That's terrible, but pretty funny.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, let's see how the markets are doing. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. If I can get my recorder going here.
Oh, I bet it can.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Tuesday, February the 1st. Stocks were little changed today following a wild January on Wall Street that saw investors struggle with the Federal Reserve policy shift. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.1%, and the S&P 500 and NASDAQ were slightly higher as well. The major averages declined at one point after data from the Institute for Supply Management showed inflation in the manufacturing sector surged last month. The benchmark 10-year yield topped 1.8% on the back of that data. Tech names began sliding following the report, while bank stocks gained. Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA slipped 1%, while Wells Fargo added 2%, and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs gained 1%. Tesla fell 1.5% after the company issued a recall on about 53,000 cars with its self-driving software in the U.S. The moves follow a two-day rally on Wall Street that ended a volatile month of trading. Over the past several days, investors have stepped in to buy a dip that briefly knocked the S&P 500 into correction territory, which is down at least 10% from a recent high. The large cap index is up more than 3% over the past week. While stocks pulled off a tech-driven rally yesterday with the NASDAQ surging more than 3%, the major averages still suffered a brutal month marked by wild price swings. The blue chip Dow slid 3.3% for the month, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ suffered their worst monthly decline since March of 2020, falling 5.3% and 8.98% respectively. It was also the S&P 500's biggest January decline since 2009. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently up 16 points at 35,148. The S&P 500 is flat at 4,515. And the NASDAQ composite is up 13 points at 14,253. West Texas Intermediate crude is up 23 cents a barrel at $88.39. Stocks of local interest. Holly Frontier Corporation is up $1.23 per share to $36.39. Walmart is 11 cents lower at $139.70 a share. EOG Resources is up $2.18 a share at $113.67. And ConocoPhillips is $2.21 higher at $90.83 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com, or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. Appreciate you helping us out with that information today.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.
We'll see if we can get that convention report tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot. We're going to take a quick break and be back with our guest right after this.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All of you people that were diving on COVID grenades every day, now we're going to demand a vaccine mandate. Even if you had natural immunity, even if your doctor doesn't recommend it, even if you have a rare medical condition, there's no exemptions. Maybe you have a religious reason, exemption. No exemptions for anybody. This is how stupid and rigid and unscientific one-size-fits-all medicine has been throughout this entire pandemic. It's why nobody trusts Fauci, Biden, Kamala Harris, Dr. Walensky of the CDC. Nobody, the NIH, that funded gain-of-function research in the Wuhan virology lab in China and used taxpayer dollars to do it and lied about it. Forget it. Nobody trusts, and nor should you trust any of these people. They got everything wrong.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, remember the saying, if you love something, set it free? If it doesn't come back, it was never yours to begin with? Well, when it comes to your identity, folks, LifeLock does not think so. All these nights working overtime, saving up all that money, paying off all that debt, and now some identity thief wants to try and set it free. Now it can be dangerously simple and easy to steal your identity and make your life miserable. And that's why LifeLock by Norton helps to monitor your information. They will alert you to any potential identity threats. If you are a victim of identity theft, you will get a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist that will be there to help fix it for you. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but with LifeLock by Norton, you can protect your good name. You get an additional 25% off their low annual rate. Call 1-800-LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com. Use the promo code Hannity. That's 25 additional % off. LifeLock.com, 1-800-LifeLock, promo code Hannity.
Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Don't forget we have high school basketball later today on radio and TV. The Bulldogs and the Lady Bulldogs are going to Portales, and there is a limit to the number of fans that they are going to be able to have in the gym. So what they've done is they've assigned 2 tickets per player and per coach. You got boys and girls and JV. So if you're get with your kid, are you going to use the tickets? Or are you not going to use the tickets? Let Coach Hodling or Coach Mondragon know, so that if there are some folks that do want to go to the game tonight, they can have some tickets to get in. Otherwise, it'll be on the radio today, and it'll be on the TV at ksvptv.com. So we'll get that covered. Nancy's here from the Eddy County DWI Task Force. And
good morning.
On your regular day
on my
today.
Regular day. Oh, well.
No, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad I'm here, too. I am here, right?
Yes.
Right, okay. I
see
want
you.
to make sure.
It's February 1st.
Well, that's good.
Tomorrow's
So I am
Groundhog
on
Day. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah. So you'll be here again.
I hadn't planned on it.
Over and over again for the rest of your life. We're going to have this conversation.
Oh, that was kind of crazy.
That would be great. Well, you brought a guest with you today.
Yes, I did.
Who'd you bring?
It's Bambi Kern. And what did you say? What's that long name? All I know is 911.
It's the Regional Emergency Dispatch Authority.
Okay, which is the agency that handles City of Artesia.
Correct.
And Eddy County.
Correct.
Anybody else that you dispatch for?
All of Eddy County except for the city of Carlsbad proper.
Okay.
Yes. So we have 24 agencies we dispatch for.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yes.
And the facility that you work out of is housed or located on the campus of the Law Enforcement Training Center here in town. So that means you had to pass like a background check and get a pass to get in, right?
Yes, it's actually very nice because it's a secure facility, so extra protection.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it's nice.
How long have you been working with this agency?
10 years.
10 years.
Yes, sir.
That has to be pretty exciting.
Yes.
Have you always been the director, or did you start out as just a dispatcher?
Once upon a time, she was just a kid. I knew, she was just this little person running around, and so.
Yes, I've known Nancy for quite some
however
time.
many years.
Wow.
Yes,
Not going to tell either one of our ages here.
No.
No. And I did not ask.
Yes, I did start out as a line dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then supervisor, chief of operations, kind of just went up the chain.
Up the chain. So how did you get started down this career path? Had you been in law enforcement before or emergency services?
Well, there was actually a pretty traumatic event that happened when we were quite young. Nancy and I were already family friends, and I knew I wanted to do law enforcement. When I got out of the military, I was injured, and I knew I couldn't pass a physical, but I still continued my criminal justice degree. And I just actually happened upon dispatch, and it's law enforcement adjacent, and I fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been there since.
And has this agency been, did you start at the ground floor when the agency first started 10 years ago, or had it been in operation prior to your starting work for them?
About a year.
Okay.
About a year when I started, they had just finished the consolidation from the Artesia Police Department and Eddy County Sheriff's Office being two separate entities and coming into our consolidated piece happen.
Okay. So when anybody dials 911 from a landline, if any of those are still out there, or from your cell phone, that's where the call winds up, is at emergency dispatch.
Correct.
Okay, so on a normal time frame, how many dispatchers do you have that are on duty?
On our day shift, we staff a little bit higher because we're a little bit busier, and we usually have 3 to 4, and on night shift, it's 2 to 3.
Okay. And they have to be there all those hours to
24/7.
24/7 to handle calls.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've had some interesting calls over the years, but I know Nancy wanted you to kind of talk about some do's and don'ts when you do have to call 911. And nobody ever thinks about that until something happens, and then you pick up the phone and you dial the 911 hoping for the answer, which it's always there.
And your brain's going 90 miles an hour trying to figure out exactly what you're going to say. And
yeah.
And so I was explaining earlier, a lady from the police department said, at least know what direction you're going. And I'd never thought about that. I'm directionally dysfunctional, so that's a bad idea.
Well, and sometimes in an accident, you don't really know. I remember when I ran over the cow, and, the truck goes across traffic and winds up on the side of the road, and the first thing I did was I called Lana, and I said, well, I ran over a cow here in Loco Hills. And she said, what are you doing in Loco Hills? I mean, Riverside, so there's a little difference between Riverside and Loco Hills. So I'm sure you have some interesting, having to help people out, try to understand their situation they're in. So talk about some things that people should try to be aware of or be prepared to provide when they do call 911.
Okay. So the first thing we're always going to ask is where. Where can be hard, especially when you have a traumatic event happen and you're a little shaken up. And like Nancy said, directionally challenged is an issue. So one other cue you can use is where were you going to and where were you coming from? So that'll help us kind of narrow down maybe about where you are. So that's the first thing. We always need to know where. And when we train our dispatchers, we tell them we can send everyone to where, but we can't send them to what. So we might interrupt you actually to get the where before we let you finish the story of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the most important thing. Some of those things could be the cross street, the highway that you're on, and not a lot of people are familiar with the highway numbers. So name's fine. Again, where were you going to? Where were you coming from? That's good information. And we were talking earlier about mile markers.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people pay attention to mile markers.
We mentioned this before we went on the air. I mean, every so often I'll see a mile marker and I'll think, well, if something happens, I can say that mile marker. But you don't often think about that as you're just driving down the road. You're having a conversation, you're thinking about where you're going or
right.
what happened. So
yeah, and it's interesting because when you start dispatch or I think any public safety, you start to pay attention because you understand how important that is. But that's one thing that will definitely help us. And I was kind of thinking what would help if someone was calling in a DUI or DWI or something that we would classify as a reckless careless.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you're following those vehicles. So one of the things we're going to ask you is the next mile marker you see, please let us know what it is. So that's the beginning of our conversation. And then depending on what type of call it is, there's going to be a whole bunch of other questions.
Mm-hmm. But it's good to know where you are or where you were going or where you were coming from, what highway you're on, if you can remember the last mile marker. That's all important information that would be very helpful when you get ready.
Or even cross street. What was the last cross street I passed? Maybe you were going, and I would know that you were going east on 82 and past Haldeman. Well, you wouldn't. I am headed to Lovington, and I just passed Haldeman. So that helps us get a sense of where you might be.
Okay. Are there some other do's that people should do when they're on the phone? I'm assuming don't just race through everything, rattle it off at 50 miles an hour. Just kind of calm down if you can.
We have a saying in dispatch, never in the life of telling someone to calm down. Have they ever calmed down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Oh, and it is. That's one of the worst things we can say on the line is just calm down. So we usually say, breathe with me. Now listen to my questions. The best thing I think you can do is listen to your dispatcher. They are trained. We have over 250 certified national hours in training. We take some of the same training as police, fire, EMS. So we are professionals, and we're going to ask you questions that are very important. So listen and respond as best you can to the questions the dispatcher is going to ask you. Descriptive information is very important, whether that's a vehicle or a person. So again, thinking along the lines of DUIs, DWIs, what color is the vehicle? and make and model. Not a lot of people are familiar with make and model, so let us know. 2-door car, 4-door car, SUV, truck.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It
have
was
to be.
60s car, I could tell you exactly what it is. These,
Well, nowadays they all look alike or
so I
very
don't
similar.
know.
You know, it's hard to
Go
know.
ahead.
And
Sorry.
even the emblems for the logos have all been morphed to where, you know, oh, that looks like a. Oh, wait, that's just a so and so. But the logos look so similar. So, a 4-door car, 2-door car, light color, dark color, pickup truck, something like that is very helpful.
And one of the things that's really helpful in this jurisdiction, I think, is what we call additional information, which would be body damage, stickers that are on the windows, company logos on the side of the vehicles, because the number of reckless, careless, or speeding white trucks that we get in this area.
There's a bunch of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those things help us narrow it down. So when the officer does make contact, they can say, well, it has this sticker in the back window, so this might be the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some additional things you can look for. So again, with the reckless, careless, I guess that's where I thought we were going to talk about mostly today.
Mm-hmm.
What is it doing that makes you think that there's something going on? Is it speeding?
Mm-hmm.
Unable to maintain lanes? Driving too slowly? Have they hit anything? And another thing that we train our dispatchers very heavily on is what is reported as a DUI or DWI may not be. We have diabetic emergencies, seizures, it's medical, stroke. So that's another thing we try and take into consideration when we get those calls. So usually we're actually toning for EMS at the same time. And being a consolidated dispatch, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can dispatch the officer to go look for the vehicle, and at the same time, in our same center, we're sending EMS so that when they get on scene, they have all the resources they need.
Let me ask you this. Sometimes I'll see a reckless, careless, as you describe it. Should we call it in? I don't know. I'm sure somebody else has already called it in.
Yeah, so...
Can you ever have too many people phone in a reckless, careless or something like that?
Usually, I think a lot of people think the other person has already called it in. Accidents are where we get a lot of phone calls, and we will kind of ask if you're on scene, and if you're not, we say, okay, we've got someone on scene. Reckless, careless is not enough, I don't think.
Okay.
The more descriptive information you have on the vehicle, direction of travel again, and again, if you're directionally challenged, where are you going from and where are you going to?
Like that.
Yes. And and staying on the line with us. That's one thing people don't understand is important, is we're continuing to give those officers the update of the information you're giving us. So what we ask, though, is if you are following a reckless, careless, maintain all traffic laws. Consider your safety above all others. So if it is swerving or moving in and out of lanes, back off. Don't get close to it. Being the detective in that situation is not beneficial. We don't want any other injuries.
Right.
So make sure you're maintaining all the traffic laws and being safe.
That would probably be one of the don'ts.
Don'ts, yes.
Are there some other don'ts? Is there information or that you don't need to hear, or is too much information, or things that you shouldn't do when you call?
You know, we really don't consider any information too much information. Everything we get is another piece of the puzzle to help that officer when they get on scene, or the EMS or fire. We will ask you questions. Sometimes people can ramble on about why they think or what they think the driver's doing. We'll redirect them if we think it's too much information in one direction or another, and get the more pertinent information. So,
okay.
The only thing is, again, if you can just answer our questions, and we will ask a ton of questions and it will annoy you, but we're doing that to get the best picture we can for when they get on scene.
Now, do you have to give your name?
No. No, you do have the right to remain anonymous when you call in, and we will ask you. We will ask you for your name and phone number, and at any time you can say, you know, I'd rather remain anonymous, and we will definitely honor that.
Okay. How far has the technology advanced? I know there's enhanced 911, so that when a call does come in, you have information to hopefully help direct where they are. But if you're just calling in a reckless, careless, is that data, is that made available, or?
There's a couple of different tools in dispatch that we use. So if you could imagine, we have each dispatcher uses 8 monitors, and we run about 10 different systems at the same time.
Wow.
The enhanced 911 you speak of is phase 1, phase 2 technology that takes your cell phone and triangulates it off of towers that it's hitting, and it gives us a proximity of where you are.
Okay.
It's not maybe the most current technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very proud to say that Rita was one of the first dispatch centers to use what is called Rapid SOS. So this technology was made by a gentleman, and he said, I called 911, and they were using that phase 1, phase 2 technology, and they could only get within 5 blocks of where he was. But why can I call an Uber and it can pull up to my toes?
Mm-hmm.
So he actually invented some technology and provided it free to all of the dispatch centers in the United States that works off of your GPS and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So
on
now
the phone.
On the phone, yes, on
Okay.
your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now this depends on your carrier and your phone and stuff, whether it gives us the information or not. But that actually gives us within feet and gives us what we call breadcrumbs, so we can see where you're moving from and to.
Mm-hmm.
And we will use that technology when you call in a reckless, careless.
Mm-hmm.
We will use all of that technology to try and pinpoint exactly where you are.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. You only see that in movies, right? But it's here and it's available here.
Yes.
What about services? You see the advertisements for OnStar, and I think that's a GM product predominantly, but I think it is available for non-GM products. How do those? You see the TV ads, and the OnStar dispatcher is helping the person that may have been in an accident. Does that interface or interact with Rita and your dispatchers?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're in a collision and you have OnStar or a similar product in your vehicle, some of them have crash notification, and they actually provide pretty good data, how fast the car was going when it was hit, how many airbags were deployed, and they will actually, what we call an open mic with the individual inside the vehicle so that we can speak to them and talk with them and see what, if they're injured, again, where were they at. They do give us GPS coordinates when they call in from OnStar as well. So it is a third-party call, but then we do have direct contact with the person inside the vehicle.
That's
amazing. So it's great technology.
That is truly amazing, because even within the last few years, you still hear stories of people that get into an accident, go off the road, and it's hours before they're found or discovered. And so as more and more of this technology gets deployed, hopefully those types of incidents get fewer and fewer, and emergency services are actually able to find people a lot quicker.
Absolutely.
When they need help. So, well, this is very fascinating, because like you said, most people don't think about it until do that. But if you see the term used was reckless, careless. So that could be somebody that's swerving, driving too slow, going too fast. What if you see them texting? You drive, they're on the phone texting like that. That's irritating.
That is so dangerous.
Yeah.
That is so dangerous, and I don't think our world tells us we have to be connected 24/7, but no life is worth it, ever. So if they are doing any of these things we mentioned, speeding, they're unable to maintain their lanes, they're causing a hazard, call it in. Let us know that that's what you saw them doing, and we will let the officer know and see how we can take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of calls from kids?
We do. A lot of calls. We get, and actually child callers are some of our favorite. The strange thing about that is they don't understand the gravity of a situation that they're usually in, so they do report the facts plainly.
Where we get all excited.
Yes, they do.
Or we think about, there's a recording of this is going to get out somewhere, and I'm going to be embarrassed.
We do, and we get a lot of them playing with 911. So one thing that a lot of people don't know is if your cell phone does not have service, they can still dial 911.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because you're right. That continues to work even on an older phone. You can still at least dial the 911, and
if it has battery life, it'll get to us. We'll get that call. So we do get a lot of kids playing, and strangely enough, it's mostly on Sundays. I don't even understand that, but it's mostly on Sundays.